Hello everybody and welcome back to another rebuild. Today we are going to be having a go at Aberdeen. Aberdeen caught my eye last weekend when they absolutely got crucified by Celtic by losing 6-0 with about 4 goals coming in the last, in added time. Granted it was away from home, but 6-0 all the same. That is a panning if ever I saw it. And they are lying precariously 2 points off the bottom 2 places in 9th position, having only won 3 of the first 11 games. So let's take on the reins of Aberdeen. We have got £250,000 transfer budget, so that's going to be interesting. And the £93,000 wage budget as well. Enjoying the greatest era in the 1980s. Despite not having won anything for 9 years, they are still one of the most successful clubs in Scotland, believe it or not, boasting a total of 40 competition wins. They last lifted a European trophy in 1983, which was the Cup Winners' Cup. They did win the Super Cup as well, actually, in 1983, and then last winning the Premiership in 1985. But they did win it in 84 and 80, so they have won it a few times in the 80s. The Scottish Cup, the last one in 1990, and the Viaplay Cup, not sure what that is, and the Aberdeenshire Cup in 2005. So some major trophies that need to be won, and Aberdeen need to get back to battling it out with Celtic and Rangers. Whether or not we'll be able to get in between them or beat them both remains to be seen, but we'll have a damn good go at it. This is their preferred formation, which I can gladly say I will not be using. I don't like 5 at the back or 3 at the back with 2 wing backs. It all depends what sort of players they have got, but we will be changing that straight away. They have got a few players in on loan. Gartman from Midtjylland, Williams from Liverpool, and Dadia from Beersheva. The board wants us to play entertaining football, develop players using the youth system, work within the budget, and they want us to qualify for Europe, which is what I would like to do as well, and reach the latter stages of the Scottish Cup, be competitive in Europe, and the reach latter stages of the Viaplay Cup. Is that the bet, Fred, I'm wondering, that they have at the beginning of every season? Staffing situation looks woeful as well, just above average, so we'll have to sort that out. And let's have a look at the squad if we do it by ability. Duck, 23-year-old attacking midfielder, or striker even, looks pretty decent. He's only on £2,500 a week, so this is where the problem's going to lie. The wages to attract big players in is going to be difficult, but he looks decent though. Pace and acceleration, wow. What's he like striker-wise? I mean, he has got finishing at 13 as well, but that looks pretty decent. 16 goals for Aberdeen last year when they bought him for 400,000. Seems a bargain. He's worth up to 3.5 now. Miofsky, striker. So he's actually the striker. 14 finishing. I'll tell you what, we have got a left winger and a striker now, so we know that for a fact. He looks pretty decent. So he matched the winger as well. 16 goals last season. Clarkson, 21-year-old. Again, midfield. Looks really decent actually as well. Can he play in cam? He can, but probably more suited to midfield. Aggression, bravery isn't too bad, I guess. Work rate's not bad, actually. Teamwork, technique, passing. Okay, maybe more suited to a cam, possibly, but we'll see. Gartman, who's actually on loan, defender or right back. That's frightening if we've had to loan in a centre-back. He's worth 1.1. Clearly, we haven't got enough money at the moment. We've got Papagayi as well. Another striker, actually. They'll be fighting it out between themselves. Do we go just for a normal standard 4-4-2, I wonder? 2 up front. Might as well make use of the strikers we have got. How many did he score last season? 3 and 26. Although we only just signed him. Again, he's only 26 though, so pretty young as well. It's a fairly young side actually. Vicente, Netherlands. He's only 22 years old. He can play on the left or right, which is good. He can play cam as well if need be. Anywhere on the attacking front, which is pretty good. Maybe we use him, 22 years old. Been out on loan, didn't play an awful lot of games. 3 goals in 18 games the season before. So a lot of promise there. Another one with a lot of promise is Reece Williams, who's on loan from Liverpool. I would like to hang on to him, I guess, but 180,000, that's not too bad actually. He can grow into this. He's got great potential. Maybe we can do a deal with Liverpool to bring him to the club at the end of the season, possibly. Another one with high potential is Ryan Duncan. right winger. We can play Cam as well. Not many games. He did play 23 last season with 1 goal. Another one with high potential as well is Shaden Morris. Another winger. We can play centre, or he can play midfield as well. Okay, again showing a lot of promise. Let's have a quick look at the reserves. See if we got anybody that we can bring in here. I like to say there's some reserves in there. It doesn't appear like we have. Oh, but we have got under 18s. Yeah, it doesn't look great. There's high potential players. Finances. 2.8 million in the bank. £250,000 transfer budget. We'll see what we can do with that. Possibly we'll have to renew some contracts, so that'll probably be all gone. Maybe we have to look to free transfers, see what we can do. I was expecting quite a bit of debt, but only £3 million debt. Okay, we can work with that. That's okay. That'll be over in 47. Wow, they are taking its time over that. 10 grand a month. Right, let's sort ourselves a formation. Let's get this team put together, see what we have got. I mean, how many players are over the age of 30? Actually, there's not that many. That's quite surprising. We'll go away, we'll come back, and we'll show you how far we've got. Right, with not a lot of funds readily available this season, we only managed to bring in one signing. That's Liam Scales from Celtic. Why not raid one of our rivals or the best teams in the league? Why not? £125,000, that's all it's cost us, which I'm quite happy about. 4.5 grand a week. He's worth up to 550 now. Hopefully he'll get better. Quite a good potential as well. Reasonably quick and quite young as well at left back. He's better than our current left back. I think it's McGarry. Can play at centre back as well if need be, but really we're going for that. He's quite quick enough to be on the left hand side, but if he needs to fill in, he can do. But the formation we're going to be going with this season, and which kind of worked in the last rebuild, was Villarreal's 4-2-3-1. But the only change this time is this central midfielder role. In the Villarreal one, we did have a roaming playmaker. This time we're just going to settle for a central midfielder. We don't have anybody really that suits the roaming style, so we're going to leave that as it is. Still, we're going with the ball-winning midfielder as well to complement. We're all attacking up front. We're going to go for goals. Why not? We have got very good attacking players, so let's utilise them. And at the back, Scales is going to be locked in. Duck's going to be locked in as well. I think he's got shown very, very good potential as well, and he's scored 2 goals for us already. And we're going to bring Reece Williams. My plan is to bring him to the club next season. Our pre-season went pretty well without a hitch. We did start the campaign in August. We did beat Livingston 6-2. A wonderful thrashing there with a couple of goals for everybody. We did lose to Celtic 4-1 at home, which was a very... well, again, disappointing result. At least it's not 6-0. We did play St Mirren. We won that on penalties in the Viaplay Cup second round. Copenhagen, we played in the Europa League playoff round. First leg, we won 3-2 at home with goals from Vicente, Duck and McGrath. And then we lost away from home, but we did win on penalties. A lot of penalties being scored there, and quite a few misses for everybody else. Duck surprisingly missing for us. In between time, we did beat St Mirren as well, which leaves us lying 4th in the league, which isn't too bad. I'm quite happy with that, as long as we can keep tabs with Celtic. We are above Rangers, who have won, drawn and lost. They lost to Ross County 2-0. Andrew Kilmarnock. Wow. We have drawn Atalanta, Sheriff, Tiraspol and Slavia Prague in the Europa League group stage in Group H. I don't think the draw's been made for the 4th round of the Scottish Cup, and we've got Arbroath next in the quarter-finals of the Viaplay as well. And we are predicted to finish 3rd, 50-1 alongside Hearts and Hibs, but we are surprisingly above them too, so I'm quite pleased with that as well. So hopefully we'll do the media justice by doing that. So let's go ahead and simulate our first season and see if we can, well, get in between Celtic and Rangers, and who knows, we might actually even beat them. Wow, we certainly got better than the media predictions, and I did not expect a 2nd place finish in our first season at all. We're still about 19 points behind Celtic, who were the eventual winners, and they absolutely smashed everybody out of the park by looks of things. They did lose 3 games, Celtic, and both 2 of them games were to us. Wow. But a 99 goals scored, 57 against. I think this is definitely something we can work on, especially with the side that we've got, because they're all relatively young. And we have 2 players in the lead for the Golden Boot, but it is Celtic's player that gets it ahead of us, ahead of McGrath and Miofsky as well. I mean, that's superb. So a quick look at our form guide. So it wasn't too bad. After that loss to Celtic, we went on a bit of a rampage, really. We just thrashed everybody. Wow, that's amazing. A 0-0 draw with Rangers, sorry. We did lose to Hibs straight afterwards, but our home form, I think, kind of helped us along the way. We lost to Dundee 4-2 there, 3-2 to Hearts, but we did beat Livingston 7-1. Did we? Yeah, we beat them 6-2 up here as well. Did we smash? I think we play each other 3 times or something like that, do we? Livingston again 1-1 away from home. Wow, that's a bit of a shocker. But in the last bit of the group stage, though, where it splits into 2, we did lose to Rangers, Celtic and Hearts, disappointingly, after just 2 wins in there, Dundee and Hibs. We did, however, get to the final of the Scottish Cup and we played Rangers and we beat Rangers. 94th minute goal to put us in the lead. But just a minute or so later, and it is at Rangers that equalised straight away to make the game into extra time. Dezes with a lovely goal, though. But the extra time goal coming from an own goal, I think, from Tavernier. We are on the attack again, 1:14 or 1:15th minute. And it's McGarry that comes through on the left-hand side, putting it across right into the path of Tavernier, who slots it in for us. Thank you very much. That is trophy number 1. We do absolutely smash Rangers in the shots-wise, 24-10. Possession 60-40. I mean, I think we destroyed them. Along the way, we did beat Celtic 4-2 in the 4th round, 3-0 against Queen's Park. Motherwell we beat 3-0. Kilmarnock 4-1. I mean, it's a clean sweep. Fantastic. We also get to the final of the Via Play Trophy as well, and we win that one as well. It's 5-1 smashing. I think it's I'm not sure if that's Falkirk or not, actually, to be honest. A lovely goal by Duck, though, to be fair. He's on the rampage again, but 5-1. I think the formation has suited us quite well. All attacking up front, goals aplenty. 2-0 Gay this time with a goal as well. I mean, it's a phenomenal result. Trophy number 2, it's more than I expected, really, to be honest. Unbelievable scenes, goals just keep flying in. But like I say, 99 goals of the season, 2 cup wins, and one of them was against Rangers as well. I mean, still going into the 70th minute and goals are still flying in. I think that was just a consolation goal there until we find our feet once again. So straight away we go up the other end and we slot the ball in once more. I mean, in off a defender, but it was McGrath's goal and nobody's taking that one away from him. And I think the 5th goal just about to go in as well. Suspicions of an offside there, but I guess you can't from a throw-in. And it's a lovely ball to Duncan through the middle there. Again, 20 shots to 5 this time in the final. 63% possession. Again, another dominated final. Along the way, we beat St Mirren on penalties. Arbroath we beat 2-0 and Ayr 2-0 in the semi-final. The Europa League, however, we didn't look as though we got out of the group stage despite having a couple of wins. Sheriff win 2-0, 5-0 against Slavia Prague. And Sheriff 5-1. We did lose to Slavia Prague and Atalanta. So let's just have a quick look at the group stage. Yeah, 3rd place. I mean, we did just miss out on points-wise, though, to be fair. But that did land us into the Europa Conference League, where we got ourselves to the semi-final and we just absolutely got smashed. Wow, 10-2 over the 2 legs. We won the playoff round 8-2. We won the round of 16, 8-6. Goals flying in all over the place. 7-6 against Ludogorets in the quarterfinals, but wow, that is a pasting and a half. It really is. That's quite shocking. I'm hoping that'll improve next season. So with a good showing in all cup competitions, how did our players do? So McGrath, 31 goals in 63 games with 14 assists. Wow. Duck with 24 goals and 10 assists. 17 and 19 for Vicente as well. I mean, it's a relatively young side. I'm not looking to change our forward line, I don't think. But McGrath possibly. He is 27 years old. 8 and 6 for Barron. Hayes 8 and 4. 17 assists for Clarkson. Wow. 10 assists there for Gartman as well. But our goalkeeper, Cruz, he conceded 97 goals in 63. Yeah, I think there's something definitely amiss there. So going into the next season, we have been given around about £8 million to try and improve our side. So that is going to be absolutely fantastic for us. It's a massive improvement on the 250,000 that we had last season. So we should be able to bring in a couple of players for that and improve the side no end. But on the whole, that's a very, very good start to rebuild. 2 trophies, a semi-final in the Europe, and a second place in the league. Right, starting with Reece Williams. I did say I wanted to bring him back to the club, and we have just done that. I think it's 850 or £800,000 we managed to bring him in for. They were quite happy to let him go, and I was quite happy to relieve him of this young player. 23 years old, stats look really good, and he's improving all the time. He looks absolutely fantastic. So hopefully, after last season's escapade with 4 goals in 34, he's played 3 for us already this season. The next one from Midtjylland, £800,000, Stefan Gartman. I'm not sure what we're going to do with him really. I think we brought him in because he's got good potential. I think we may have brought in another defender as well, maybe just as good or probably be about the same. But we are trying to offload quite a few of the older players as well at the same time. So if anything, he can play at right back or centre back, or be a backup to left back even. So he can play anywhere along the back line, so which is pretty good. From Cagliari, we're bringing another goalkeeper. I did say I wanted to improve our goalkeeper, but 6'4", Rudinovic, £1.9 million. Bargain, I think. Improve the back line, help out Reece and Gartenmann if he is in the first 11. But again, 28 years old, still on the high side, but he only conceded 59-38 for Cagliari last season in Serie A. 7 clean sheets, 4 Player of the Match awards, but he's conceded 5 in 4 so far for us and playing at 7.1, so it isn't too bad. But his reflexes aren't too bad, and his thrown's okay. He's got a good jumper reach and aerial reach, so that's and 1-on-1s isn't that bad either. The reason I wasn't sure about Gartenmann, we brought in Formosa Mendy, £2 million from FC Lorient. They made a whopping loss on him, but he's played 4 games for us already. We've locked him in, I believe. And again, 23 years old, high potential. If he plays alongside Williams, it's going to be quite a good back line that we are building now. And finally, a free transfer, Jaro Riedewald, midfielder. He can play DM, defender, left back, but mainly for midfield really. As a backup possibly, or he might push himself into the starting 11. We shall see. In fact, he might be in the starting 11. He's scored 1 goal in 4 games for us already. He's not really had much game time with Crystal Palace, so I was happy to take him off their hands, and 7.05 he's playing at, goal and 2 assists already. But out the door we do say goodbye to Sokler, McDonald, Pavlova, Doohan as well, Hayes on a free transfer, a few players out on loan also. So starting off, we didn't do too bad. We had the qualifications for the Champions League, of which Lille we beat 8-7 over the 2 legs, a 5-4 away victory after extra time, I believe. Miofsky scoring in the 114th minute. Then we came up against Benfica, who were just far too good for us, losing the first leg 2-1. And then we're being smashed in the second leg 3-0. So that does put us into the Europa League, where we play Ferencváros, Apoel, Fenerbahce, Juventus, Bodo Glimt, Rapid, Crvena Zvezda. I think we've played them before in the previous rebuilds. Can't seem to get away from them. And AZ. But we've had a couple of good results in the league though. Beating Livingston 2-0, 3-1 Kilmarnock. We did beat St Mirren in the Viaplay Cup second round. We did beat St Johnstone in the league 6-3. And then we lost our last game to Rangers 1-0 at home to Vernier in the 18th minute. But not to be undone, we are lying 3rd in the table, so I'm pleased with that. And we've drawn Celtic in the next round of the Viaplay as well. We are out on our own in 3rd place by the media, 50-1 now, ahead of everybody else. But this looks like a Celtic Dream 11. Who's the goalkeeper? Celtic, of course. Why wouldn't it be? So Celtic Dream 11. So let's simulate our second season and let's see if we can get in the mix again. Season 2 has come to an end and we finish in 3rd position. We're in a Europa League spot now We've come off a little bit from last season, that's for sure. Things are a little bit less. 73 points this season. I think we got more than that last season. 78. And we did better. We conceded a lot more goals this time. 66. We still scored in the 90s, which is pretty good. 23 wins. It's not bad considering who we're up against. And with the little budget that we have got, we can only do what we can. And we're 12 points ahead of fourth spot, at least anyway. So our league form, it has been a little bit topsy-turvy. Win-loss all the way down. We get shut out by Celtic, Kilmarnock even. We even lost to Rangers 6-1, a pan in there. But we beat Dundee United and Hibs by 5 goals to nil and 5-3. We lost 6-1 to Celtic. We have been taking a few batterings this season. I thought we at least improved a little bit with this side, but clearly not. And this seems to be an ongoing problem in the last last 5 games when this league splits into 2. As we don't seem to do particularly well. Scottish Cup, we don't defend it. We get as far as the quarter-finals, losing to Celtic 2-1. Same with the VA play as well. We're losing to Celtic in the quarter-finals again, 1-0. Seems to be a theme here against Celtic this season. We get to the round of 16 in the Europa League, and that's getting through the league phase. We lost to Fenerbahce and Juventus and AZ, but we did beat Zvezda. Well, just 2 wins, Apoel as well. I mean, did that not get us very far? We only just qualified by the skin of our teeth as well. That is, that's not good. We did progress against Juventus, though. Ironically, after losing to them in the group stage, we beat them 5-1 over the 2 legs. That's amazing. And then we lost to Sporting by the odd goal. That one coming at home in the 36 minutes. It's not great. We do get 1 back and then Sporting score straight afterwards. So we did get the equaliser and then we concede straight away, ending our run in Europe. Mivovsky with 25 goals. McGrath still weighs in at 19 and 6. It's not too bad. I mean, our strike force isn't bad at all, though, to be fair. Duck as well, 13 and 5. I'd like to see a little bit more assist contributions, though. Best Juin as well. Vicente, 11 and 14 is pretty good. 12 for Duncan. 10 for Riederwald. Clarkson waiting with 70. We have got a lot of assist makers. And wow, our goalkeeper. I think the problem's lying at the back. Williams is looking really good now. 6 and 2. But I think it's his partners. He needs a decent partner. Mendy, how did he do? 3 goals and an assist. Okay. It's not too bad. Just what's the problem? Maybe it's our attack wing backs that are attacking too much. Maybe that's what the problem is. 98 goals conceded though. He did get 10 clean sheets. That makes it even worse. 98 and 49. So going on to season 3, we've been given up to £13 million to spend, which isn't too bad. It's more than last season. Let's see what we can do with that. The first of our transfers is a free transfer, in fact. Lucas Fernandez. We managed to pick up this beauty of a player. 27 years old. Just sitting there without a club. And with McGrath sitting in the cam role, he's not really improving despite getting quite good figures every season. We decided to upgrade a little bit. And I think he'll do a good job for us. Them stats looks pretty consistent. Another freebie we've picked up on the right hand side is Alex Mighton. Don't understand why he's without a club. 23 years old, pretty quick. Well, he's got a good pace on it. Acceleration is not too bad. He can cross the ball, dribble. Just to be on the right hand side, really. We haven't got a backup to our right winger anyway, but I think we're going to lock him in for this season, see what he can do, because he's still got some potential. From Celtic for £2 million, we're bringing Anthony Ralston, a right back. Devlin is into his 30s now, I didn't realise, and we haven't really got another right back really, and I think he'll do pretty well. Bravery and aggression and determination, they're pretty good traits to have, I'm not going to lie, and relatively quick. Good strength. I mean, he'll fit the bill just fine. At 26 years old as well, we've got a little bit of an upgrade, I think. Another player from Celtic is Matt O'Reilly, midfielder. We needed another midfielder to come in as backup. Clarkson keeps getting injured. I think he'll probably play alongside him, if not replace him. So we'll see what happens. But apart from that, his stats look very nice and they're going up as well. And from Sevilla for £2.7 million, a backup centre-back, if not a first teamer. We'll see what happens there. But they are going to be fighting for them to play alongside Reece Williams, I think. He seems to be our star centre-back at the moment. Mendy's doing okay, but we'll see if he gets nudged out of the way from Salas. But out the door, we do lose a few players. Rubetic, he's gone to TSC for £24,500. Marshall's gone for up to £400,000. We've lost Jensen as well. Gay's gone out on loan. And I think that is about it. And I think a couple of other players whose contracts ran out. So we've made a few changes to the formation. We've gone inverted wing back on this left-hand side and inverted full-back on the right-hand side. Seems to be working pretty well when I show you the results in just a second. We've got Myton locked in on the right-hand side and Fernandez in the central attacking midfielder role. And that is what I mean. We are doing very well with this formation. I'm not sure whether the inverted wing-backs, full-backs will actually work or do anything. But at the moment, they seem to be working pretty well. We're into the Europa League phase now after beating Midtjylland 4-1 and 5-0 respectively. But we have drawn Sparta Prague, Bayern Leverkusen, Ludogorets, FC20, Young Boys, Real San Sebastian, Slavan Bratislava and Servette. And in the league, we beat St Mirren 2-1 and then we thrashed Celtic. I don't know what's happened here. Mendy scored, Miofsky scored, Riedewald scored and Duck scored. I can't believe it. 5-0. And we struggled against them last season. We played Hibs. We beat them 5-2 as well. And the 3-1 victory over Dundee. But we'll see what happens when we come up against Rangers. After all that, we are sitting top of the table with a good goal difference as well. And we've drawn Hibs in the next round of the Viaplay Cup. Our odds have been slashed to 25-1 now to win the league. So the odds have been halved since last season. So that's good news. So let's get on with season 3 and see how we get on and see if this time we can interrupt the top 2. Season 3 ends without a hitch and we are back in second place and in the Champions League spot once again, and by far our best figures to date. We do still finish way behind Celtic, who win the league convincingly yet again. We beat them twice, 5-0 and 2-1. And Rangers, we didn't manage to beat Rangers in the league though, but they do finish behind us. Wow, 12 points behind us. That's just crazy. 26 wins, 88 goals though, not quite managing the 90 that we have done in previous seasons, but we did concede just 40 goals, which is superb. And Miofsky is the leading goal scorer in the league. The Golden Boot is his, 24 goals to his name ahead of both Celtic players. And Fernandez gets 12 assists as well, which isn't too bad. And our goalkeeper gets 14 clean sheets, and Miofsky gets 6 Player of the Match awards as well, which is phenomenal. But to try and break the cycle, it's going to be tough with 2 seasons to go. So just filtering through our results then. So we had a very, very good start. We did lose to Rangers in the end, 3-2 in that game after a 4-4. But we do go back to winning ways. A couple of draws there, which I would expected us to win, especially being at home. We did lose to Celtic once and lost to Dundee. And then back on the warpath again. I mean, 6 straight wins there, including Celtic as well. Fantastic. We drew with Rangers that time as well, though. We did lose 4-1 to Hibs, though, which was not convincing enough, I guess. But we do bounce back with a couple of more goals. Not as many goals as last couple of seasons, but we're still putting them away. The odd games that we are losing, which you would expect us to win. But the main difference has been in when this league splits into 2, we do manage to fare better than we have done in previous seasons. Just losing the 1 game against Motherwell, but we drew with Celtic, beat Rangers, Hibs and Kilmarnock convincingly. That's a massive improvement. We make it to the final of the Scottish Cup once again, and we win it. We win it 1-0 through an Alex Mighton goal on the right hand side, slots it in beautifully past the goalkeeper who has no chance. Along the way we did smash Arbroath, we beat Kilmarnock after extra time, penalties against Livingston, we did beat Rangers in the semis, and St Mirren in the final 1-0. I'm impressed. It's another trophy number 3. We also get to the final of the Viaplay Cup as well, and we win that 1-0. Dundee United the victims this time as we dominate that, 55% possession to 45 and 10 shots to 6. Along the way we did beat Motherwell 3-1, Hibs 4-2, Celtic in the semis, and then Dundee United in the final. Another trophy number 4. We seem to like these domestic cups. The Europa League sees another story as we bow out to Sporting Lisbon yet again. By the odd goal, 3-3 at home, where Sporting got an equaliser in the 115th minute. Unbelievable. Miofsky gets 44 goals in 47 with 11 assists. Fernandez as well, 25 and 16. Superb buy. He's turned out to be 17 and 3 for Gay, who's out on loan. He's not going to be a bad backup. Duck with 12 and 11. 12 and 17 for Mighton in his first season. Fantastic. And same with Vicente as well, 10 and 17. Both sharing that spot, or were they? Maybe they were playing a different position. I mean, a lot of players getting involved, and our goalkeeper getting 48 goals conceded against 52 with 23 clean sheets. That must be some sort of record. But going into next season, we have been given just under £10 million with a little bit of wiggle room in the wages. So hopefully we can renew some contracts and do some more business to improve our side. And then we can make a good go of it for the top spot. Right, not an awful lot of activity happening in the window. We only brought in 2 players. Lino Caston, a backup goalkeeper. I realised we didn't have any other goalkeeper than our main one. And yes, we definitely needed a backup just in case he gets injured. And Caston looks pretty decent, 25 years old. I think he'll suit the bill quite well, actually. Great determination and aggression. He's got a good jumping reach. He can command the area as such. He can throw the ball out at least anyway. And he's got 10 passing as well. So ball playing goalkeeper looks quite decent, I think. One-on-ones looks good. Reflexes as well. Everything you probably need in a goalkeeper. But for a backup, I think he'll do pretty well from Volendam for £1.5 million. And our main money went on Pobega from Hellas Verona in Italy. £7 million we paid for him. It's an awful lot. I think he's probably our most expensive player to date, I think, so far. But someone to sit in midfield, a player that can take us to the next level. I think he's played for Roma, Milan and Torino. But yes, £7 million. And I think already he's played nearly all the games so far. 2 assists and a goal in 5. He's had 1 goal in the Champions League already. So we're doing pretty well with him in there. And his playing time pathway is actual star player. So we're still going to go with the same formations we did last season. We're not going to change it. We finished second. We can only get better from there. But we are going to lock in Ralston, because if we pick our best 11, he doesn't appear there. Mendy appears there instead. But we have got Miofsky, Fernandez, Mighton, Duck, O'Reilly, Pobega, Mendy in that right back, which I want Ralston, Williams, Salas, Scales and Rudinovic in goal. I mean, it's a very, very solid side, I think. And already 10 goals for Miofsky. Wow. I want him to break 50 goals this season. I wonder if that's possible. And I'm hoping it is, because at the moment, results-wise, things are going our way. We quickly go through the league games first. We beat Rangers 3-1. Then we beat Hearts 5-0. Dundee 2-0. 2-0 against Celtic even. And 5-0 against Hibs. Have we not considered a goal in that? Oh, just the one against Rangers. Okay, fair enough. In the Viaplay Cup, we beat Hamilton 3-2. But in the Champions League, we managed to get to the group stage roles, the league phase, which is fantastic for us. We beat Slovako 9-1 over the 2 legs. Then we beat SK Rapid on penalties in the end after winning away, losing at home. And then we played, I think it was AZ, 3-2 away from home and 3-0 at home, which was, well, phenomenal, really, to be fair, to put us into the Champions League for the first time. So I'm really happy about that. So we get to play Antwerp, Monaco, Bayern Munich, Porto, Besiktas, Lazio, AC Milan and Feyenoord. I would like us to think we could get into the next round out of the group stage, I think. We're lying top of the table, 5 for 5 and a massive 5 points clear at the top of the table with our goal difference surpassing everybody else's, which is phenomenal. We've drawn Dundee United in the quarterfinals of the Viaplay. Now let's have a look, see where the media has put us now. Remember, we were 25-1, and I think we were third position last season. Right, the media prediction have put us down in second position, 15-2 now to win the league. That's phenomenal. That's come right down from 25-1, which is fantastic. And we're in between Celtic and Rangers, which is brilliant. The Dream 11 sees us with Pobega and Williams, which is absolutely brilliant. And to be in this stage of season 4 is really good. So let's simulate our 4th season, see how we get on. And maybe, just maybe, we get a little bit closer to that Premiership title. Wow, what a season we've just had. We've just won the Premiership. We've won it by an incredible 5 points. We've managed to catch up with Celtic and overthrow them. We've put a cog in the works. Celtic are not unbeatable, so it seems. Only 4 games lost this season. We only scored 85 goals though. However, the biggest improvement is we conceded 32. Just 32. Just goes to show how solid our defence is. Despite Celtic coming strong in the last 5 games, we do manage to hold on. And Rangers, well, they're 13 points behind us this time. They are really losing the plot a little bit. Miofsky gets the golden boot yet again for a second successive season. Mighton, 14 assists. He also gets second best player in the league as well. And Rudanovic, 15 clean sheets in the league this time. Still behind Celtic's melee. So we have a look at our league form, and it looks like 10 games, 12 games unbeaten, 11 wins before we lose our first game to Rangers. Wow, that is superb. Then we go on another unbeaten run, which is amazing. 3 draws though in November. Disappointing. Could have been a lot more if we won them ones. But a 6-2 win over Motherwell. Dundee United 5-2. We do lose to Kilmarnock. Again, there's lots of spats where we go unbeaten, which has made a big difference. Again, a 3-1 victory over Celtic there. Rangers will win 2-0 down here. Dundee United 5-2 again. Ross County, we lost away. Wow. It's a vast improvement on previous seasons, that's for sure. And we almost go unbeaten in the latter stages of the Premiership. But yeah, that loss to Celtic at the end, disappointing. The Scottish Cup, we bow out to Dundee United in the 5th round, 2-1. Disappointing not to defend it. We might go and win it next season. The Viaplay, we get as far as the semi-finals, losing to Motherwell after beating Hamilton and Dundee United, actually. We get our own back on them, but we do have a 2-1 lead, and then we just throw it away in the last couple of minutes. Unbelievable. The Champions League, we do get past the group stage though, but get knocked out in the knockout rounds to Newcastle. Wow, 8-1 overall. That's disgusting. So in the group stage, we lost to Antwerp, but beat Monaco, Bayern Munich, but lose to Antwerp. And lose to Porto convincingly. So the 2 games we lost were bad results. Besiktas would be... We draw with Lazio, lose to AC Milan and beat Feyenoord. Where did we finish? We finished in 18th position. That's not a bad showing in the Champions League. It's out of interest who went on to win it. It was actually PSG beating Newcastle. So we lost to the almost winners of the Champions League. But it was a PSG that took it. Goal-wise though, I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie. Miofsky, only 23 goals this season. Had a really good start to the season as well. 19-7 for Pobega. I mean, that's a fantastic return as well after bringing him in. 17-8 for Duck. Really good at 27 years old. Fernandez, 13-9. 10-8 for McGrath. He's still hanging around. Mighton, 10-15. Really good return as well. Vicente, 8-5. Reece Williams, 6 goals and 2. Gay even got some game time as well. 5 goals in his 6 starts. 10 assists for Riedewald as well. I mean, the side we've got is pretty good. McGrath, though, looks to be dropping off, so we may have to replace him. And possibly Fernandez. He has dropped off quite a bit, actually. But he's worth up to 14 million, so that may be something we could cash in on and bring in somebody's better. But saying that, I don't think we really need to change the side at the moment. Rudanovic, though, 41 games, 50 goals conceded. Seems a fair amount. And Caston as well. He did play 7 games himself, conceding 12. So going into the final season, wow, that is amazing. £24 million and a big boost in the wages budget as well, nearly 100 grand a week. And maybe we can bring in another striker, another cam possibly, because McGrath and Fernandez, they seem to be falling off a little bit despite how well they are performing. And maybe another defender maybe. Wow. That is just superb. I'm really excited to see what we can do with this now. We'll start with the outs first for a change. And we do let go of a couple of players. Riedewald's gone to Al Yaziri, Zira, £5.75 million. We couldn't knock it that back really. So we decided to let him go. And we had quite a lot of midfielders anyway. Gay's gone to standard for up to £4.7 million. We've brought in a new striker, so we weren't going to use him, unfortunately. He showed so much promise in the loans and when he played last season. But to be perfectly honest, we needed another striker just to take us to that next level and hopefully get us probably 30 goals a season maybe. McGrath's also gone. We've got another cam. So we've got Fernandez and this other one. And yeah, £500,000 to St Johnstone. Again, great service to the club. Hamilton's also gone to Glentoran for £115,000 and a couple of other players have gone also. So, our first signing. We've stolen James McCarthy from Celtic. £7 million. Celtic got him on a free last season and they've sold him for a profit. He only played 4 games. So, we decided to take him off their hands and he's already got a golden player of the match for us already and playing at 7.18. I can't ask for more. Stats-wise, looks really good. He's going to be our new attacking midfielder in this role. Fernandez dropped off quite a bit. We've tried to offload him, actually, to be honest, Fernandez, but yeah, we've hung on to him, so just in case we do need him. But again, another great servant to the club, despite being here a short time. But McCarthy, I think he'll do the job for us, and especially off one of our rivals. Striker-wise, we're bringing Liam Delap, 24-year-old, £14 million, I think it cost us from Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, 14 million. 4 goals in 4 for us already this season with an assist and a player of the match. He hardly featured for the English clubs. So maybe he'll get quite a bit of game time here. But again, stats-wise, finishing-wise, looks perfect. Physicals look great. He's got a good determination and aggression, so he'll get amongst them defenders. We bring in Lucas Velicki. He only cost us £62,000. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I think he was only a 3-star when we brought him in. Looks far better than that now. We brought him in from, I'm assuming that's Czechoslovakia. That could be Czechoslovakia. 3 games for us already, £62,000. Just to help Duck on that left-hand side, mainly. Showing a lot of promise, and he's only 25 years old. And finally, from Reims for £8.5 million, we bring in Alan Chapchet. I decided to bring in another defender in. We can't have enough defenders as backups. We've got 2. I think it's Salas and Williams at the back. They are stalwart at the back. They're brick walls. And to have another youngster in there with great potential as well is going to push the other 2 to the limits. So, to begin with, we are going to be running with Delap and McCarthy as locked in. But if we pick our best 11, they still stay there, thankfully. But Mighton and Velicki are on the team sheet with O'Reilly and Pobega. Mendy still showed as a right back. I don't understand why. Ralston and Bowie, you know what, I'll run with it, let them sort it out. But other than that, we have got a relatively good side now. Results-wise, it's all gone our way, apart from a couple of draws against Hearts and Celtic. But we did beat Kilmarnock 2-0 and Partick Thistle 7-1. First game of the season. Fantastic. We only played 1 game in the Champions League Champions Path. So Maccabi Haifa 2-2 away, 4-0 at home, which puts us into the league phase against Inter Milan, Bodo Glimt, Atalanta, Real Madrid, Ajax, Shakhtar, Barcelona, Benfica. Now, I'm not going to lie. That's quite daunting. We are lying in 4th position, but we've only played 1 game less, but we have drawn 2 games. Not as dominant as we were last season, but we have still got the best goal difference so far. And we've drawn Dunfermline in the next round of the Viaplay, and the draw for the Scottish Cup hasn't been made yet. And we are now 7-2 to win the league off Celtic, so hopefully we can do that. Pobega and Velicki are now the new players from Aberdeen in the Dream 11. Rangers have also got a player in there as Despodov, but the rest are, I wonder whose that is, Celtic, of course, and the Celtic dominate the rest. So let's simulate our final season. Let's see if we can go and do the treble. That would be amazing, and see if we can get a bit further in the Champions League. Well, the fifth and final season has concluded, and we're champions yet again for the second season running, which is absolutely phenomenal. Get more points again. I think it's only by a couple of points though, but we have increased our points tally every season, and we conceded only 38 goals and scored 94. We're back into the 90s, which is absolutely fantastic. We do beat Celtic to the title by 2 points. But look at Rangers. Rangers are just falling way behind. 11 points this time. They lost 9 games. So who did we lose to? So we lost to Ross County, Hearts and Celtic. Obviously there's another game in there. We did beat Celtic 4-0 actually. Rangers, we beat twice. Just goes to show you beat the top 2 clubs and you do stand a chance of winning the league. That is, I'm amazed. 2 championship wins. Delap gets the leading goal scorer. He wins the Golden Boot this season. And McCarthy as well. He gets 18. Even better. This is, I'm just intrigued as to how many they will have got overall. But that is, that's marvellous stuff. McCarthy, best player in the league. Myton, not far behind. But assists. We've got Myton, we've got Pabiga and McCarthy as well. Player of the match. We're dominating. Rudinovic, 13 clean sheets this season. Still behind Celtic's goalkeeper. But even so, on a whole, that has been an absolutely phenomenal rebuild just on the league side. So, league. Wow. That's a long run. Flipping heck. That is, wow. Look at that Rangers, 3-0 there. Rangers again, 2-0. Celtic. Oh, we did lose to Celtic though there. So that must have been the other game that we lost to then. Wow. I mean, that's a long run right up until Boxing Day. Wow, we did really well. All that time unbeaten. Then we lost 2 in a few games. And then we're back to winning ways, including a draw with Rangers. How we lose to Ross County is beyond me, but still, we have long spats where we are unbeaten, and that is brilliant. We did lose our last game of the season, though, but once again, when we get to the final part of the season, we have improved an awful lot. The Scottish Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals, losing disappointingly to Queen's Park, 2-1, away from home, a 96th minute winner. However, we do get to the final of the Viaplay trophy as well, and it's a domestic double. We beat Rangers astoundingly 6-2 in the final. We absolutely smashed them. Delap's netting in the second one or third one there. I've lost count already, but we've just ran riot. Delap is just a breath of fresh air in this squad. A young player, very, very quick, and knows how to put the ball in the back of the net as well. Rangers do try and claw themselves back. I'm not really sure what the score is now, but I think that's their first one. But we do go on the rampage once again. And what a shot from Riley. My word. That is fantastic shot. Rangers try. They get one back as well. Goalkeeper standing no chance really, but Pogba's been outstanding in the midfield. And look at that between the front runners. Absolutely marvellous stuff there. Not to be undone though, we do get another goal going into the 80th minute, and that's another fantastic goal by Mike. We absolutely smashed Rangers. 54% possession, 17 shots to 9, and the side, it's just fantastic. But along the way, we thrashed St Johnstone 5-1. Dunfermline, we won 3-0. Celtic, we win in the semi-final. I mean, we have beaten the big guns yet again. The Champions League, however, we get knocked out in the playoff rounds again. Salzburg this time 3-1 away from home and a 1-1 draw. But along the way, we did lose to Inter in the end, 2-1. We beat Bodo Glimt. We lost to Atalanta, but beat Real Madrid and Ajax. I mean, what on earth? Real Madrid, that's got to be one of them games up there, surely. Shakhtar 3-3. We beat Barcelona and we beat Real Madrid, and we get smashed by Benfica 5-0. What? And can't beat Salzburg. That in itself does not make sense. It's like the previous season or the season before where we beat Bayern Munich in the group stage and didn't get any further. It just doesn't make sense at all. But that 5-0 loss to Benfica, wow. Where did we finish then? We did finish in 15th position, 4 wins, 13 points, 3 points off automatic to round 16. Sorry, and who won in the final? Man City beat Arsenal, so it's an all-English final. Squad-wise, well, I wanted 30 goals from my striker, and I got 37 from Delap, 32 from McCarthy. Oh my word, I think he's been the difference this season. 32 goals, 19 assists. That's 51 goal contributions. I tell you what, he's only 25. Delap and McCarthy, I think they're going to be on my radar for the next couple of rebuilds, I think. Lucas Velicki, 17 and 14. That's not bad either. 18 assists there for Pobiga with 8 goals. Duck gets 8 and 3. Myton, 6 and 18. I tell you what, for a freebie, he's been absolutely fantastic. A goalkeeper, 56 goals conceded in 49, which is good. 18 clean sheets. I was going to say assists then. And our other goalkeeper, he played 7 games as well, only conceding 8. But Williams, who's now 27, how much has he progressed? He's been here from the start, hasn't he, when we brought him in on loan. And his attributes have all increased. I mean, it's been up and down, some of them, but a majority of the stats, especially his mentors, they've gone up. And his jumping reach, wow. Staff-wise, we're still short of a couple of members of staff, but I think we've got almost the best in the league, which always helps. Finances, 34 million, 18.5 in the transfer kitty. Debts, they've paid the debt off. They've only got £2.5 million in transfer debt, which is even better. Right, I think that's where we're going to leave this rebuild here. We've done incredibly well. We've done particularly well in the domestic cups. We've won the league for the past 2 seasons. We've won 2 Scottish Cups and 3 Viaplay Cups as well, which is fantastic for a club that has been struggling both on the pitch and financially as well. But we've managed to get ourselves around it. We're out of debt, which is good, and 7 trophies to boot. I can't ask for more than that. So if you did enjoy this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments who you would like to see rebuilt next, and we'll try and get that in the next couple of weeks. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Hello folks, and welcome back to another rebuild. We are going to go over to Scotland, and as you can see, we are going to have a go at Celtic. Celtic don't pretty much need a rebuild. They are very, very dominant in the Scottish Premiership and the domestic trophies. However, they are a little bit light on the European front. Their only win coming in 1967 with a 2-1 victory over Inter Milan, and that's quite a long time ago. And as you can see, currently in the league, they are sitting 2 points behind Rangers, who I thought Celtic started off really, really well this season, and all of a sudden they've fallen behind a little bit. So that's something we have to remedy, but league and domestic trophies are a must regardless. But we are going to be concentrating mainly on the European front over the next 5 seasons. Having enjoyed the greatest era in the 2010s, the boys are undoubtedly one of the most successful clubs in Scotland, boasting a proud total of 146 competition wins. The highlight being the UEFA Champions League in 1967 and finishing runners-up once as well. They also finished runners-up in the Europa League in 2003 and winning the Scottish top flight 53 times and 32 time runners up. The favoured formation, of which I kind of like as well now, I've kind of turned a corner for this formation with 2 DMs. They have got Kyogo, O'Reilly, Dazen, Abada, McGregor, Iwata, Johnston, Lagerbilk, Carter Vickers, Taylor and Hart. Joe Hart, I think he's retiring very shortly as well, actually. Maybe after the season, I don't know. There's a lot of loan obligations as well, with a lot of them going out on loan. They don't want to sign anybody over the age of 28. Okay, that kind of helps. It gives us a wide variety then. Normally it's under the age of 23, but that gives us a fair bit of wiggle room. Sign players to sell for profit, sign young players to develop for profit and work within the budget, win the Premier League, reach the Champions League proper. That's what they want us to do. Win the Scottish Cup, win the Viaplay Cup as well. So they're all pretty much gimmies on the domestic front. The supporters, however, want us to win the league, be the best team in Scotland, and also finish above Rangers as well. So first off, let's have a look at the finances. £83 million in the bank, but they're only giving us £2.5 million. That's probably why they got so much in the bank. A little bit of wiggle room in the wages as well. No debts, that's always a good sign. Staffing wise, I don't think we need to look there at all. Probably need to get a few more scouts, that's about it. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at the B team and the under 18s first, see if there's anybody that we can just roll straight into the first team before we have a look at them. And there's quite a few players here actually. Marco Tilio, attacking left winger, can play cam as well. Looks pretty decent actually, good first touch on him, wow. He's reasonably quick also, got some potential. When he comes back, we can slot him into the first team with ease. And one player with high potential, Vata. First touch, finishing, dribbling, looks really nice. And physicals, they're not too bad. He's got good determination with the great off the ball also. He's driven, and his media description is a winger. Let's have a look at the under 18, see if there's anything to shout about. Daniel Kelly, 17 years old, cam player on midfield. He looks pretty decent as well. Determination, fitness stands out quite a bit as well. He's got good balance on him. Passing, technique is worth £7.5 million. So let's have a look at our actual squad then. We'll go by, let's have a look, see how many older players that we have got. We've got a fair bit actually. Callum McGregor, Sigrist, Bain, James Forrest, James McCarthy, and Joe Hart, who's now 36. So we will be looking to replace him at some point, although we have got 31-year-old Benji. Have we got any other goalkeepers? No, we haven't. Other than that, one player at 28, the rest are 26 and under, which isn't too bad at all. So looking at our better players then, Callum McGregor though, DM or midfield. We're obviously going to be playing two DMs, I think. But 30 years old, looks pretty good. £22 million. If an offer comes in, then obviously we may have to take it if we're going to bolster our team of younger players. Carter Vickers, 25 years old, centre-back. Definitely a player we can work our team around and hopefully be here for the full duration. Johnston, 24 years old, right back, wing back. Rio Hutate, midfielder. Can play cam. Not bad going at all, actually. Furunahashi, 28-year-old striker. Wow, okay. Mentals look really nice. Pace, acceleration. Can he play out on the wings? He sure can. With that pace, maybe crossing, possibly, I don't know. But 13 finishing. As long as he can get himself into that position, then great. Composure. What's his composure like? Composure's at 12. Okay, all right. Dazen Mieda, 25 years old, another striker again. Wow, look at him. Pace, acceleration. Again, finishing's not brilliant, but it's an option that we can go. And he probably can play it out on the wing as well. With good dribbling, but not great crossing though. Matt O'Reilly, cam player. Definitely have him there. I think I've used him in a few other rebuilds as well, and he's come good actually. Bernardo, great potential. He's out on loan, 21 years old. Again, we're not using midfielders, so maybe it might have to be an option later on down the line when he comes back. Another one, Abada, 21-year-old winger, can play striker as well. Good finishing. Okay, I think we definitely got some wingers there, that's for sure. Odin Thiago Home, 20 years old, can play. I mean, some of these players look really good, actually. We're overrun by midfielders, actually, to be fair. Can anybody actually fit into a DM role? We may have to push the DMs into midfield. Maybe that's the way we're going to have to go. But again, a lot of potential as well in this one. 20 years old. Okay, let's figure out our formation. See if we can fit some of these players in. See where we're missing a few players. And some of these players, dependent of where they play, we may have to let some of them go if we can. Bring some money in and bring them extra players that we need. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent side at the moment. Right then, just a couple of players that we've managed to offload. Striker Kyogo Furuhashi, he's gone to Brentford for £10.5 million. 28 years old, and we've got quite a lot of youngsters in the side anyway that I would like to use, and plus we did manage to bag ourselves another striker. And we'll go on to him in just a second. Josh Clark has gone to Sunderland for up to 400,000, and Liam Scales, the left back. I don't think he's going to get much game time because I think he's around about third or fourth choice. He's gone to West Brom, 650,000, which allowed us some money, and we bring in Wilfred Gnonto for £14 million from Leeds, who just bought him the season before. He only scored 2 goals. I'm hoping he's going to fare a little bit better with us. Can play in cam position, can play up front, can play out on the wings as well, which is going to be pretty useful. And for 19, he's going to be here for the rest of the rebuild. And just looking at them physicals, he looks absolutely fantastic, and probably a player that they would potentially pick up themselves in real life. So for the time being, we've gone with this formation, a slightly little bit off centre. But we've got Gale up front. He's one of our promising young strikers. Bit of potential, reasonably quick, physicals are quite nice. Everything's on the up. He's scored 5 goals for us in 4 games already. So yes, he's doing very, very well for himself. And Gnonto as well is going to come as a shadow striker. We did potentially have him up front, but I felt like we left a little bit too open here. So we put Wilfred back. He's going to be playing as a shadow striker. He's got a goal for us already, so I'm quite happy about that. And Riley, we've got as a DLP in the midfield. So far, so good. We've only lost the 1 game, but we bagged a load of goals in the friendlies. We had a testimonial for Forest against Montreal. We smashed them 7-2, but the league started off with a 6-3 thumping of Ross County, 2-0 over Aberdeen, and then a 6-1 thrashing of St Johnstone as well. And we won in the second round of Viaplay Cup 3-1 against Inverness. We're currently lying second in the table. That's only because we played 3 games. Rangers are 4 points behind us already, having drawn 2 games. I think we've got them next, actually. In the Champions League, we have drawn against Sevilla, Porto and Young Boys. Hoping we'll get out of that group and make a nuisance of ourselves in the competition. And we've drawn St Johnstone in the next round of the Viaplay Cup as well. And Guillou is top leading goal scorer already with Melon of Dundee. So let's jump into our first season. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can win the domestic treble and, like I said before, make a nuisance in Europe. As expected, we win the league quite convincingly, actually. 18 points ahead of Rangers. Wow. Only the 1 loss this season, and that was against Rangers, 3-1. Did we beat them in the return? 2-1 at home. Okay. 122 goals scored. Nearly 50 goals more than Rangers. 29 conceded, which is one of the least with Rangers as well. They seem to have gone toe-to-toe, but obviously not enough wins in the end. And Guillou has got the golden boot. 26 gold with Abada getting 17. Johnston, O'Reilly and Guillou again, best players in the league. Johnston, O'Reilly and Maeda, most assists. McGregor gets 10 yellow cards, but he's not the worst. Joe Hart gets 17 clean sheets this team. We may have to look at another goalkeeper if he decides he wants to go. And player of the match awards, it's all us. I mean, we have dominated this leaderboard. Even though we lost the 1 game all season, there's a couple of high scores in here. Livingston 5-2, 5-0 against Kilmarnock and Motherwell. We have a 7-1 thrashing of Livingston. Did we just beat them earlier on? 5-2 and now 7-1. Bet they hate us. And look at this, Ross County 11-1. Wow, a lot of goals. It's no wonder we scored over 100 goals. 5-2 against Hearts, 5-0 against Kilmarnock, 6-2 against Livingston. I bet they're sick to death of seeing us this season. And then that 1 loss coming in April in the end, just before the normal season finishes, before we go into the championship group where it splits into 2. And we kind of dominated that, conceding just the 2 goals in the 5 games, I think it is. St Mirren 0-0. That's a bit of a shocker. The rest of the competitions, again, dominated. The Scottish Cup, we win that, beating Celtic Hearts in the final. Okay, 4-0. Semi-final, we beat St Mirren 5-2, despite drawing 0-0 in the league with them. The Celtic Hearts were 3-2 winners there. Quarterfinals, we beat Rangers. That kind of did it, really. We were all set to win that after beating Rangers. But Celtic Hearts are winning on penalties against Adrianians. And the Viaplay, we win that as well, beating St Mirren 2-1 in the final. The semi-final, we beat Aberdeen 2-0 as St Mirren beat Rangers on penalties after a 4-4 draw. But the Champions League is what we're really looking at. We get knocked out in the group stage. And if we have a look, there we are. Group G, bottom of the group, 4 points. 10 points for Sevilla, Porto and Young Boys. But we beat Sevilla 3-1 and drew with Porto. That means we lost to Young Boys twice, 2-1 each occasion. I mean, they were all pretty close, all the games. Just not enough to see us into the next, well, fall into the Europa League even. We kind of got it handed to us this season. But if we have a look at the club coefficients going into Europe, this is where we're hoping to improve. If we have a look, where are we? Oh, there we are. 57th place, 32 points. That's where we're at. So we're hoping to improve and go a bit higher. There's a couple of Turkish teams ahead of us. Real San Sebastian, Marseille, Young Boys are ahead of us as well. Wow, okay. We've got a long way to go, but hopefully we'll improve on that 57th position as a club. But if we look at the country, Scotland, they're in 9th position, 33.65 points. Some way off Belgium in 8th. So hopefully if we tend to do well in Europe, then we will see that rise. And hopefully we'll, well, let's see how far we can get. Can we close the gap on the ones above us? That'll be the question. So let's have a look at our squad wise and who scored all the goals. So look, so Guiu got 31 and 5. That's brilliant in the 42 games he played. 23 and 21 for Maeda, 26-year-old winger, wasn't he? That's phenomenal stuff. Do we really need to change things? Bada, 23 and 14. 22 and 5 for Gnonto. That's pretty decent as well, and he's still got room to grow, and he's only 20 years old. 14 and 5 for McGregor. He's going to be, we're going to have to look to replace him up to £20 million. If we can offload him, get the money in, then we'll bring in a younger version, hopefully. 11 and 10 for Palmer. 9 and 26 assists for Johnston. That is brilliant. 9 and 2 for Home. Matt Riley, 23 assists and 6 goals. That's fantastic stuff from the midfield. Everybody doing their part, that's for sure. 50 goals conceded in 53 for Joe Hart. Joe Hart, is he coming down a bit? I suppose his stats are a little bit. Let's see if there's anything on his progress. They're starting to come down a little bit, but not an awful lot though, because some of them have gone up as well. Just communication and aerial reach has come down. Does that mean he's shrunk? Who knows? So next season, £9.5 million. So the money's gone up a little bit. We've got £83 million in the bank. Is that going to be enough to strengthen our side to have a go at it in Europe again? But saying that, our wages has gone up by nearly £200,000 for the week. Okay, I'm sure we could do something with that. At least bring in 1 or 2 players. Or if we bring in one, he's got to be a pretty good one. So we offloaded some of the players that weren't really getting any game time. We lose Matthew Anderson, part of the B team, I think he was, or under 18s. He's gone to Sunderland for nearly, well, for £2.2 million. So he's gone. We've also let go of Navrocki as well to St. Pauli for £500,000. Joe Hart's gone to West Ham for 175. He's now 37 years old. And we lose another couple of young players as well. Ones that just are not good enough and just not going to get any game time. And quite a few of them gone on loan. This enabled the budget to be a little bit bigger. And for £7 million from Monaco, we bring in Malang Sarr, centre-back, 25 years old, a lot of experience, and to be perfectly honest, he's probably one of the better ones that we have got. Him, Alistair Johnson, who I think is right back, I think at the moment, and Carter Vickers. I was under the impression he did have a lot of potential, but that seems to have gone down a tad due to our coaches, but even so, he's still pretty good. Very, very quick physically, with passing ability as well. He can play as a ball playing defender. And also for £7 million from Burnley, we bring in Muric, a goalkeeper. He's only 25 years old. Looks pretty good actually. Jumping reach and fitness looks fantastic. Aerial reach, although commanding the area doesn't seem that great, but he's got good one-on-ones and reflexes. Bravery and aggression as well, with good determination. I think he'll be a good fit until somebody comes along that's better. And from Salento for £3.9 million, we bring in a winger. Can play either side, very, very quick. He's played a few games off the bench already. He's not going to overtake Maeda or Abada, I don't think. but he's there if we need him. And like I say, pace and accelerations looks pretty good. Determination is good. Dribbling is fantastic, and first touch also. Tactically, we're going to go with a 4-2-4. If we pick our best 11, it brings up Geu, Gnonto, Abada, Mieda, O'Reilly, McGregor, Johnston, Vickers, Sarr, Taylor and Muric. So the ones that we have signed are in the team, apart from our winger, who I did say that he would be a backup. Once again, results have gone our way as we start the defence of our title yet again. 5-0 win over St Mirren in the first game, 4-1 win over Dundee. Then we played Kilmarnock in the Viaplay Cup second round. We win that 4-0. We draw 1-1 at home, and it needed a 92nd minute equaliser from Guiu to earn us a point in that one. And then the following game we thrashed Livingston, who must absolutely adore us. We beat them 6-0. The Champions League, we have drawn Fenerbahce, Feyenoord, Leipzig, Napoli, Monaco, Sevilla, PSG and Benfica. And hopefully we are going to progress. And at the moment we're currently lying in second position. 2 points off Rangers, who have won 4-4. They play St Johnstone, Ross County, Hearts and Dundee. And as you can see, they haven't scored that many goals. We've got a massive goal difference already, so I'm expecting 100 plus goals once again. So let's get into our second season. Let's see if we can get any further in Europe. That's the main task for this rebuild. Let's go and cause a nuisance once more. Once again, we win the league again quite comfortably. 10 points the difference this time. We lose the one game, and that was again against Rangers. We beat Rangers in the return as well. 8 draws, 29 wins, a few less wins this time round. Rangers, not that far behind actually, just took a lot of losses. Gnonto and Guiu, top goal scorers in the league. Golden boot goes to Wilfred, which is absolutely fantastic. Exactly what we brought him in to do, and he's just gone ahead and done that. And Guiu as well, most man of the match awards. Mieda and Guiu, most assists. I mean, we are dominating again this league. That's 4 league victories on the bounce now. Competitions, the Scottish Cup, we win once again, beating Rangers 4-2 in the final. Fantastic. And Guiu, top goal scorer in the competition as well. And the Viaplay Cup, who do we play? Aberdeen in the final. We beat them at 2-0. The most important one, the Champions League. Again, we get knocked out in the league phase. Quite convincingly, actually. 7 points. Only 2 points off a qualification. 2 wins against Benfica, actually. 2-0. And Sveda as well. 3-1. We did draw with Fenerbahce, but we lost to PSG 2-1, which isn't too bad. Monaco 2-0. Napoli 4-1, Leipzig and Feyenoord. We got hammered by Feyenoord. Of all the tough teams, we get hammered by Feyenoord. I can only think of that we've had injuries. But that, again, another disappointing run in Europe. We need to get into the qualifications and get into that next round. That's what we need to do. PSG, top of the group with Liverpool, who went on to win it. Real Madrid beating PSG after a 0-0 draw on penalties. Looking at the squad though, Guiu, 36 goals, 18 assists. What an absolute star that young player is. 24 years old. Wilfred, 32 and 8. 68 goals between them, and even more so when you add in the assists. Mieda, 19 and 24 assists. Wow. Abada, 17 and 15. McGregor, he's now 31 but still putting it away. 13 and 6. 10 and 4. Matt Riley, 8 and 13. 5 and 15 for Johnston as well, which is superb. And goalkeeper Muric, 60 goals conceded this time round with 21 clean sheets. So a few players not getting game time, but we did try to offload them. So again, into next season, we've been given a little bit of more money, nearly £19 million to go and get some decent players. So the question is, do we change this and just have one up front, because we're scoring goals plenty? Maybe we just need to drop one into here, but having 2 up front seems to be working, but not so much in Europe. And that's where really we need to dominate or get better. So before we move on to the transfers, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button if you're enjoying the video, and smash that like button as well. It really does help the channel. And plus, if you subscribe, it's free. It's free to do so. So if you do that, it really does help me out a bunch. So let's get on with the video. So transfers out. We do lose a couple of players just to make up some more of the transfer budget. Yang Hyunjun, he goes to Pamplona for 8.75 £5 million. It's quite a lot of money. I didn't realise how much he was actually worth. But he was only like a 2-star player, and to be honest, he wasn't really getting much game time, and he was out on loan, so we decided to let him go. Iwata, he's gone to Urava, £1.7 million. Stephen Walsh has also gone to Birmingham. He's gone for £1 million. Mikey Johnson's QPR for just over £500,000, and Ben Summers has gone to Queen's Park for £35,000. There's a couple of others that have gone out on a free that are not going to get any game time at all. This gave us a bit more cash, so we could bring in a couple of players, and we bring in media description wonder kid Simeone Profundi. He's going to play as a cam role. As you guess, we are knocking 2 strikers on the head. We're going to drop one back into a cam position. This is purely so we don't leave ourselves open when it comes to European football. We're going to see how it goes. We're still having 2 midfielders. If it still doesn't work, we're going to drop the midfielders back into DM roles and see what happens there. But I'd rather keep it as an attacking force if we can score more goals than the opposition. That's what we're planning to do. But Profundi, he looks absolutely amazing. 19 years old, and he's got these stats. I mean, that's just absolutely amazing. So hopefully he'll help us out a bunch. He did take a knock, hence why he's only played 3 games for us so far, but he scored 2 goals and an assist already. From Boca Juniors for £5 million, we bring in a left back, Marcelo Sarachi. Again, very, very quick physically, mentally looks really good as well, and plus he can go up and down that line, which is going to be pretty handy for us. And from Independe de Val for just £2 million, we had some money knocking around, so we decided to bring in another goalkeeper. He's actually going to challenge Muric, I think, for the number 1 jersey. He looks pretty good. Stamina, balance and agility looks fantastic. Aerial reach, reflexes even better. One-on-ones, I'd say he's probably better than Muric, but again, we'll let them fight it out between themselves for the time being. He played in the World Cup in South America, conceding 11 in 10 games with 3 clean sheets, but he's yet to play for us in this season so far. Profundi is going to be locked in, and Sarachi as well. He's going to be locked in on that left hand side as well. So far so good. We're unbeaten, which is good to see. We started off our league campaign against Hibs with a 3-1 victory. Then we beat Rangers 3-2. Very close. Goals are still flying in. The Viaplay second round we beat Inverness 6-1, and then we got 2 draws, which I'm not too happy about. But again, Livingston this time didn't get a hammering, so that's rather concerning. And then Aberdeen 2-2. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Nice, Galatasaray, Leipzig, Barcelona, Molde, Monaco, Manchester United and PSV. Third time lucky to try and get out of the first stage league phase. We just need to progress. We're currently lying in 3rd position, 2 draws, 2 wins behind Rangers and St Mirren, who are top. And we've drawn Dunfermline in the Viaplay Cup next round. And are we in the next round of the Scottish Cup yet? We enter the 4th round. Okay. Let's get on to our 3rd season. Let's see if we can do the treble once again with the new formation. But more importantly, can we go a little bit further in Europe? Nobody can say we're inconsistent. We win the league yet again, and it looks as though we have lost a European spot because Rangers are now in the Europa League. I'm sure second spot got us Champions League before, but now it's just the top spot. I'm hoping we are in the Champions League. Let's just have a quick look at the rules. So it doesn't look as though we are directly straight into the Champions League. We get into the Champions League path second qualifying round. That doesn't bode well for us at all. In fact, second place gets you directly to the Europa League, which seems to be a better stance. However, we do win the league by 11 points. The gap seems to be narrowing. But 107 goals, 30 against. We did lose 4 games though. Dundee, Ross County, Hibs and Rangers. Profundi though gets the top goal scorer of Wilfred, getting 3rd place with 17. Profundi gets the best player in the league. He also gets the most assists. Matt Riley gets the most player of the match awards, which is pretty good as well. Again, quite dominant though. And Muric gets 16 clean sheets. So we started off pretty well. We were unbeaten right up until the end of October with a couple of big wins. In fact, we had 6 games where we didn't concede a goal. We lost to Rangers and Hibs in quick succession. Then we go on some more wins with a lot of goals. Aberdeen 5-0 thrashing there. St Mirren 5-1. Livingston, just out of interest, we did go back to beating them 5-0, so that's good. I'm sure we played them a third time, did we not? Maybe 2-0. Okay, and then we drew the right earlier on as well, didn't we? There's nothing massively in the results. 5 is probably the most we've scored in a game, but the championship part, we kind of destroyed everybody. Rangers again 3-2 there, Hearts 3-1, 5-2 against Hibs. Yeah, quite dominant really once more. Competition wise, we only make it to the Viaplay Cup semi-final, so we don't retain it. Wow, we lost to Rangers 3-0 at Hampden Park as well. Aberdeen lost to St Mirren, so who won it in the end? Rangers, as you probably would expect. We do win the Scottish Cup though, beating Rangers. We get our own back on them, so that's pretty good. So we've won that, 4 on the bounce now. But we do get one further in the Champions League, but it doesn't help us at all, does it really? Because we're into the qualifying rounds, which is very disappointing. So the knockoff player round, we lost to Ajax 4-3 despite winning the second leg 3-1. That's upsetting, but that does mean we did get out the group phase. We finished in 13th position, 4 wins against PSV, Monaco, Molde and Leipzig. Pretty good results. We drew Galatasaray and Nice and lost to Man United and Barcelona. Okay, I can take that. 14 points, 3 off an automatic to round of 16 even. We didn't do too bad in Europe this time round. I think we got a little bit further. I'm just hoping our coefficient when we see at the end of season 5, see how far we've actually increased. It's a lot better, but now we have to jump through hoops. Profundi, 26 goals, 24 assists. That is 50 goal contributions. That's insane, and he's only 20 years old. Wilfred gets 23 and 6, 19 and 2 for Guy as well. At least they're getting some game time and scoring goals, which is good. I don't like to see them drop off drastically. If somebody comes in big for them, then I'll be considering it. Mieda, 16 and 9, 16 and 14 for Riley. Abada, 15 and 12. Sarachi as well, 6 and 7. That's not too bad. It's an improvement. 23 assists there for Johnston on that right hand side. Fantastic. And our goalkeepers, how did they do? Ramirez, he played 5 games, conceding 6 with 3 clean sheets. And Muric, 19 clean sheets, 49 conceded in 50. And there's a few players that didn't get any game time. But you know what? That's a massive improvement. Granted, we didn't get the treble again domestically, but we go a little bit further in Europe. Hopefully we can make it to the group stage again. So going into next season, wow, okay, £25 million now we have been given. We've got contracts to sort out, which we need to do to try and keep hold of our better players. And we need to bring in a midfielder. McGregor, 32 years old now, so he will need moving on if we can. If we can get £10 million for him, that'd be quite good. But again, he's still doing the business though, 4 and 6. But 25 million, I think we need to spend our money wisely. At least midfield and possibly, I don't know, maybe another defender maybe or something like that. So to start some transfers, Muric has gone to Stuttgart for £15 million. There's an offer we just couldn't pass up in the end. And I was looking around at some of the goalkeepers and there were quite a few that were available. So we decided to let him go on this occasion. Kuhn's gone as well to Mainz. He's gone for £8.5 million in the end. I was quite surprised at that. And we lose a couple of other fringe players as well. Which leads us on to some players we managed to grab hold of. £11.5 million for Neto from Benfica's second team. He's already proven his worth in that midfield. 5 games, 2 goals already. And he's slotting in quite nicely. From PSG for £15 million, he was a second string player, centre back, another young player with bags of potential, 22 years old, experienced as well, and very, very strong as well. Very happy to have him here as well. Finally, from Leicester, we bagged their goalkeeper for £23 million. Hermansen. He looks pretty good actually, probably better than Muric was. He's got good reflexes, he can throw the ball, one-on-ones is pretty good as well, he can command the area, his physicals look really good, his composure and his positioning, so I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. And needless to say, our results have gone phenomenally actually. We were in the Champions League qualifiers where we lost to Pogan in the first leg, but beat them 5-1 in the second, winning 8-5 over all the 2 legs. Then we played Hajduk Split. We beat them 4-0 and 3-1. Then Partizan Belgrade 2-0 and 3-0, which landed us back in the Champions League once again, of whom we are drawn against Fenerbahce, Napoli, Porto, Barcelona, Young Boys, Lazio, Manchester United and Rennes. I think we're going to give them a good bash this time round. In the league-wise, we started off with a fantastic 7-1 drubbing of Ross County, then an 8-1 thrashing of Dundee United. We played the Viaplay Cup second round against Livingston, beating them 3-0. Dundee 2-0, Aberdeen 4-0, and just recently Motherwell 3-0. We've played a lot of games here, which sets us up at top of the table, 5 for 5. 22 goal difference already. That's exactly where I want to be and see. 3 points ahead of our rivals Rangers and St Mirren as well. We have been drawn against Dunfermline in the Viaplay Cup quarterfinals now, actually. Still a long way to go in the Champions League. I probably would have preferred the Europa League. However, if we can qualify again, I believe we can reach the last 16 or higher. So let's go and simulate our 4th season and then we'll see how we get on. Well, season 4 has ended and wow, we've just won the league once again for the 4th time on the bounce in this rebuild. We smash everybody. In fact, we're almost 20 points. I think it's 19 points ahead of Rangers, who fall into the Europa League, and Aberdeen and St Mirren into the Conference League. It doesn't look as though we gained any places in Europe, but we only lost the 1 game this season, and that was to Dundee United, actually. And I do believe we actually thrashed them earlier on in the season as well. 24 goals conceded with 124 scored. I mean, that's just crazy. With 14 against Dundee, actually, and 10 against Dundee United, despite the fact they had beaten us. We drew against Rangers and Hearts, but that is, I think that is our best return so far, I think, and that could be a record points haul as well. I'm not too sure. The league Profundi with 29 goals. Guillou as well with 21. Profundi, best player in the league, as well as most assists. He gets most player of the match awards. This guy is just a phenomenon. And Hermansen as well, 16 clean sheets, topping the bill together with Balcom of Aberdeen. So we have a very good unbeaten run for quite a while, actually. There's that 8-1 thrashing of Aberdeen. 15 goals scored in 2 games. That's just crazy. A 1-1 draw with Hearts, though. But we do continue winning without conceding goals. A 6-2 win over Dundee there. Aberdeen 3-1. Not so much fun in December. Not scoring many goals, but we are getting the wins. We do lose that game to Dundee United, actually. 30th minute. I'm just guessing we just had an off day in that one. And then after that, we just go on a winning spree with just the 1 draw. We beat Rangers 5-0 before drawing 2-2 away from home. A 6-0 win over Dundee, 4-0 over Hearts. Then the last few games in the Championship group, the top half, we beat St Johnstone 4-1, 5-0 against Rangers yet again. Dundee United 5-3, 8-0 against St Mirren, and 4-1 against Aberdeen. We just thrash everybody. I think we just at that point had enough. Let's go and smash everybody. That's a fantastic end to a season. Competition-wise, we do win the Viaplay Cup once more. So the domestic treble, I think, has just been won. We just beat St Mirren in the final 4-0. And the Scottish Cup as well. We beat Rangers 3-1. Brilliant. However, in the Champions League, we only get as far as a knockout round. At least we got out of the group stage again. But we lost 6-2 after taking a 2-0 lead to Barcelona and being thrashed 6-0. That's upsetting. The league phase, we qualified in 19th position with 3 wins over Rennes, Manchester United and Young Boys, drawing to Lazio and Porto, but losing to Barcelona, Napoli, well, thrashed by Napoli and Fenerbahce. 11 points, 5 points off an automatic round of 16. That's where we're aiming towards, but it just seems to be so far off the pace. It really does. The venture winners being Arsenal, 1-0. Wow, okay. Don't see that every day. Our squad, however, 44 goals for Profundi and 26 assists. I mean, that is 70 goal contributions in 51 games. That is absolutely insane. Guillou gets 32 goals and 3. Nonto, 27 and 8. which is still pretty good. They're still getting goals in games. 26 and 16 for Abada. He's 25 years old. Again, another player that looks totally insane. Mieda as well, 14 and 18. Banda, 13 and 15. Goals and assists are plenty for everybody. I mean, that's just so good. 17 assists for Johnston. 10 assists for Sriracha as well, which is fantastic. And 54 goals conceded for Hermansen with 23 clean sheets. Now, that could be the most so far. But if I have a look at appearances, everybody's getting some game time. Haksabanovic coming off the bench with 2 assists. That's brilliant. But again, we're faltering in the Champions League, so I'm not sure what we're going to do there. But to help us next season, though, we have been given £28.5 million. So we're going to have to sort some contracts out. And also, do we need to sell anybody? We shall have a look. So just a couple of players have left us. Hatata's gone to Espanyol for £6 million. We also lose Home. He wasn't getting much game time. He was a little bit miserable. So he's gone to Parma for 2. And a couple of other players as well, like Luis Palma. He's gone to Montpellier for 2.5. He wasn't getting any game time whatsoever. I think he may have had 6 games over the course of a couple of seasons. So for 2.5 million, I'm quite happy to let him go for that, which enabled us to bring in a little bit more money into the kitty. And Hugo Vetlesen comes in on a freebie, would you believe? Very good stats to replace McGregor, really. So him and Neto are going to command that centre midfield and hopefully bolster our team. And finally, from Leverkusen for £35 million, we spend the rest of the budget on Odelin Casono. Centre-back, very strong indeed. A powerful centre-back is the media description. Moves the ball to right foot before attempting to dribble. Avoids using the weaker foot and refrains from taking long shots. And he can bring the ball out of defence, which is probably what you need with a ball-playing defender. And he looks very, very good as well at 26 years old. And he's going to partner Vickers in that central defence. So far, so good. The friendlies, kind of a bit of an experimentation with a couple of positions. We get through that without any injuries, so that was quite good. We did have a Worrell testimonial where we beat Forest 4-1 until before we started our campaign. The Champions League, we had to go off in a playoff round against Varos, and we beat them 9-1 and 4-1 over the 2 legs, so quite pleased with that. The league, we beat Dunfermline 5-1, Dundee 4-0, Hearts 3-2, and Rangers, which is a very good result despite having Abada being sent off and us leading after 20 minutes 2-0. The Champions League, we play Lazio, Stuttgart, we've got Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Zvezda, and Newcastle and Real Madrid. Wow, that's going to be tough to get us out of here. I'll be happy if we qualify. My fingers are crossed. We are lying top of the table 4-4. Aberdeen are with us, but they've played a game more and lost 1 game to Kilmarnock, with Rangers not far behind either. We have drawn Dundee United the next round of the Viaplay Cup as well. So let's get into our final season. Let's see if we can cause a little bit of a stir in the Champions League and go a little bit further than a knockout round. I'd like to reach the last 16 if we can. Further would be superb, but with who we've been drawn against, it's going to be an uphill task. Season 5 has just flown by, and we've won the league yet again, and we've gone unbeaten. Are we the Invincibles of Scotland now, do you think? 33 wins, 5 draws, no losses, 121 goals, which is absolutely fantastic. We keep up with scoring over 100 goals. We did concede a bit more than normal, but 33 out of 38 is not too bad. 88 goal difference, 104 points yet again. I think every season we've cracked 100 goals in the league. I'm sure we have. 124 there, 107, 115, 122. I think we have. That is really, really good. In the league, Guillaume Profunde as well. I mean, leading goal scorers. Gia, though, 35 goals in the league this season. Fantastic. Profunde, best player alongside Neto and Gia as well. Abada, 12 assists. And Neto as well. So a joint first there. Profunde gets the most player of the match awards in the season, which doesn't seem a lot, 7. Harmison as well. He gets most clean sheets. I mean, we've kind of dominated everything here. And as you can see, the league as well. we've dominated here also. So the league-wise, let's have a look at any big scores. A 6-0 over Dunfermline, 5-0 over Kilmarnock, 6-0 over Hearts, 2s and 4s, a 6-0 win over Rangers at home. Wow, just what the fans want to see. Aberdeen twice in as many days. Motherwell 5-3, 5-1 against Hearts. Rangers again 3-2, 6-2 against Hibs, and we draw against Aberdeen last game of the season. But that is a pretty phenomenal record we've had there. The rest of the cup competitions, well, we'll get to the Champions League in a minute, but we did finish runners-up. How in God's name has that happened, where we've struggled to get out past the knockouts, and the final season we find ourselves runners-up? But first, let's go through the Viaplay. We get knocked out in the semi-final by Aberdeen on penalties after a 0-0 draw. Disappointing there. They play St Mirren in the final, and it's Aberdeen that go on to win it. Well done to them. The Scottish Cup, however, we beat Hibs 4-1 in the final. The semi-final, we beat Motherwell only just 4-3. Quarter-finals, we beat Dundee United 5-1. Fifth round, 5-2 against Aberdeen. We beat Alloa 3-1 in the fourth, and I don't think we entered it before that, did we? But that's another trophy, all the same. So we've won that and the Premiership. So we've at least done the double every single season. In fact, we've won this for the 5 times on the bounce as well. The Champions League, though, let's have a look. We played Barcelona in the final. We only lost 2-1. League phase, we finished 6th, winning 6 games. Sveda 1-0. AC Milan we beat. Inter we beat. Atletico we beat. Stuttgart we hammer. And Lazio as well. I mean, they're pretty decent teams. We did draw with Newcastle. And wow, okay. We got absolutely smashed by Real Madrid, who finished top of the group 8 for 8. That's not surprising. 9 of them goals. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, 9-0 against us. Wow. That's embarrassing. Barcelona, they finished below us actually with 4 wins, 4 draws. The round of 16, that's where we went into, wasn't it? 5-2 against Leverkusen. That's a pretty good result as well. Semi-final, we played Arsenal. 7-4. We won the first leg 4-0. Guiu, 18 goals. Is that in the competition? He gets leading goal scorer in Europe as well. Semi-final, we played Tottenham and we won that 4-2, winning the second leg 3-0. And Barcelona scraping through Real Madrid, which led us on to the final. Disappointing we didn't go and win it, but I'm just surprised as anybody to get to the final overall. But we'll have to have a look at the coefficient as well. In fact, let's have a look at them now while we're in Europe. So we were 57th last time with 32 points. So we've gone up to 42 and 88 points. And we are just behind Real San Sebastian, who are in 41st. We did reasonably well. We got quite a lot in that last season. If we have a look at the nation, we were 9th originally. Scotland, oh, they've dropped down to 13th, 38.95. So they've gained about 5 points in total, but they're not far behind Switzerland, but they were 9th before. But on a whole, as a club, we've done really, really well. We've climbed 15 places, so that's pretty good. Squad-wise, let's have a quick look. 62 goals by Guiu with 5 assists. What a superstar. 27 years old. His development, let's have a quick look. So development, attributes, and if we go to all time, he has vastly improved. That's incredible. Finishing has improved by 2, and a couple of other attributes like leadership. Wow, that's pretty good as well. 35 and 21 Pafunde. He's only 22 years old. He's only worth £27.5 million. Seriously. Again, if we have a look at his development since we've had him as well, if we do it all the time, he's just improving all the time, isn't he? Just determination's gone down a little bit. But apart from that, wow. 21 and 16 for Vetlesen. That's pretty decent as well in midfield in his first season. Abada, 19, 23, 12 and 8 for Mieda, 11 and 18 for Banda, 9 and 20 for Neto. That is pretty decent. Saar gets 13 assists. 17 for Johnston as well. Our Casanu, 7 and 3. Not bad going at all. I mean, we've done relatively well. A goalkeeper, however, despite getting 24 clean sheets, he did concede 70. That is a pretty successful season. Just a couple of players not getting any game time, unfortunately. Money-wise, now they're offering £60 million in the transfer budget. Just typical, isn't it? But like always, before we go, we shall have a look at the record, see if we did break anything. Most points in the season, 107. We did break that record. Most league wins in the season was 35. We broke that one as well. Most league goals in the season, 124. Did break highest gate receipts, 1.77 million against Inter. Highest scoring match, 11-3 against Musborough. And 11-1 in the league against Ross County. Cossano, who was our highest transfer fee paid. Highest average rating was Guiu, 7.72 in 24-25 season. Johnson gets the most assists in a season, 26, 23-24. Most clean sheets, 24 by Harmison in the last season, so he did break that record in the end as well. And most player man and match awards, Perfunde, 16 in 26-27 season. Fantastic. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Smash that like button if you did enjoy that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is free to do so. And leave me down in the comments any other suggestions you would like to see a team rebuilt. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, to another rebuild. We're at Scotland, and due to a couple of requests, Hearts is the team that we will be taking on the challenge this rebuild. It didn't seem that long ago since I last did Hearts. It feels like I've already done it in FM24 very, very early on. However, now with the updated database, which takes into account all the transfers and ups and downs, this can be found on the website on fmscout.com, and I think it's been edited by Notorious Pro and various other people as well. So yeah, check out the website, download the database as well, and it does do all the updates for you, so there'll be no transfers straight off the bat in the first season. However, Hearts on the other hand, now I don't recall them being this bad when I last did them. They're currently lying bottom of the Scottish Premiership. 2 points, no wins so far, and they recently just lost to Aberdeen, who are having a phenomenal season so far. As the time of recording, they've just come off the back of losing to Aberdeen 3-2, and I do believe they were 2-1 up or maybe 2-0 up in that game. So yeah, not going well for them currently, but 15 goals conceded at 2 a game, and not even 1 a game scoring. So yeah, they are in a little bit of a bother. So this is where we're going to step in, and we're going to help them back to the top 3, because I think they are predicted to finish at 3rd as well, which is quite remarkable considering where they've literally fallen flat on the faces this season. So yeah, let's have a look and see what we have got for us. Predicted 3rd, I was right. Oh dear. That's not going to happen this season for them, is it, really, to be fair? They have got a transfer budget, but like I say, there is going to be no transfers in the first season. But they have got 4 Premiership wins, the last one being in 1960. We want to replicate that, and obviously we want to give them a trophy as well. Split the duo of Rangers and Celtic at the top, and currently Aberdeen. Apparently they've come from nowhere. They've also got a couple of Scottish Cups, the last one being in 2012, so that's quite recent, bear it being only 12 years ago. The Viaplay Cup in 63 and the Cinch Championship in 21. So we're more interested in these cups here. This is their favoured formation, which I'm quite happy with. I don't think there'll be much changes there, I don't think. And Budge, she's a chairperson. She wants us to sign players under the age of 22 for the future. That's all well and good, providing you give us the cash to do that. Develop players using the youth system. Well, hopefully we've got some corkers. Work within the budget. It's a gimme. So at the end of the current season, they want us to qualify for the Europa League, reach the latter stages of the Scottish Cup, be competitive in the Europa League, and reach the latter stages of the Viaplay. So they want us to compete. Maybe somebody should have told them that this season in real life. So these are currently all the transfers in and out as of the 1st of October, I believe, when this was updated. Only paying 200,000 for one player, Frankie Kent from Peterborough. Wow, okay, he's 27 years old, defender. Wow, he looks okay, I think. They do sell a few players as well, a lot on free. on loan. And Firth did pay 130,000 for Orestes. Who's he then? German. Looks pretty good actually, to be fair. Only 25 years old as well. Financially, they've got 4.5 in the bank, and like I said, they have got a budget, but we're not going to be using that. Debts, none whatsoever. Wow, okay. Have they recently been bought out? Does anybody know? I mean, that would count for that. Wow, okay. Got a little bit of wiggle room in the wages budget as well. So if any renewals need doing, we'll get them done first thing. Staffing wise, oof, yeah, we'll get that sorted as well. I mean, under average for everything virtually. Well, they have got a good analysing data recruitment team, so that's good. Above average there, so that's not too bad. Medical staff, yeah, we need help there as well. So straight into the squad. So they want us to sign 22 and under. So let's start off with what they got age-wise. Craig Gordon, wow, he's still there, is he? 40 years old. How does he look actually? You know what? That's not bad, you know. I don't know if he's dropping off yet or not, but he might get another season. We've got Jamie McDonald, 37-year-old goalkeeper. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about goalkeepers because there is Fulton. Looks like Craig Gordon's going to have another season. He has got 2 years left on his contract, which is quite amazing. But 4 players, 30 and over. 3 goalkeepers as well in that as well. So, yeah, that's crazy. If we have a look at the other side of the spectrum, they have got a lot of high potential players though, so that's kind of good. Kenneth Vargas, Costa Rican. Maybe he can develop, so that'd be quite good. Maybe that's what they're doing this season, playing all the youngsters. Maybe that's why they're bottom of the table, possibly. Malaki Boateng, again another decent player. Ball winning midfielder. Lovely stuff. Defensive midfielder as well. They have got some fairly young players, so that goes with what they want us to do. But if we go by ability, see what we have got. So we've got Shankland, a cam or striker. He can finish. Physicals aren't brilliant, but he is classed as a poacher though. Craig Gordon we've just seen. Blair Spittle, 27 years old. Attacking midfielder. Doesn't look too bad. I've definitely got a side here. Craig Halkett, not bad for a defender, 28 years old. Frankie Kent, 27. Good stuff, another defender. Yeah, I'm more interested in these high rated players. Boateng in particular, and Nielsen as well. What? He's out on loan. Okay, he'll come back and then slot straight into the team, I would have thought, if he does improve a fair bit. So they want us to develop from our youth team as well. So let's have a quick look at the B team, see what we have got to play with. So highest potential, we've got Macaulay Tate, midfielder. Okay, not too bad. He could do with a couple of loan spells, like majority of these. He is 17 years old, like Bobby McLucky as well. Not a highly rated player. Okay, still a long way to go. What about our under 18s? Same thing here as well. 16-year-olds Matthew Gillies. Defender. Yeah, a long way to go. He is 16 years old though, to be fair. So let's go and put this into some sort of formation and see what we've got. So we've locked a couple of players in. Vargas, he's 20 years old, I think he is. 21 actually. We're locking him in as a right midfielder. He's got bags of potential. I just want to see what he can do this season. He's pretty young, and we've got quite a few players that can play on that side anyway. But the reason I'm locking him in is because he will vanish from there when we pick the best 11. Boateng is another player. Again, 21 years old. Bags of potential. Again, I want to see what he can do. He can play midfield or DM, but as we're playing 2 DMs, we'll take it from there. If anything, we may have to push him up in the next season, but we'll see how this season unfolds. So if we pick our best 11, Spittle comes in on the right hand side, Devlin comes in, and Boateng actually goes to the left hand side actually. That might be his preferred position, so maybe I might move him there and Devlin out on the end position there. But we'll see how it goes, and who knows, it could be a good move for us if we do that. As you can see, I'm using a formation from when we did Union Berlin. We have got another one, but I just want to see how this first season goes, and if it does work, we can tweak it and then put our own stamp on it. It was pretty successful with Union Berlin, but Hearts are in dire need of some help here. So far, results haven't been that bad. We lost our first game against St Mirren, disappointingly 2-0, and then we drew with Kilmarnock, and we also drew with Celtic, which was quite a good result, actually, to be fair, especially away from home. The Europa League, we did play Krivbas. We beat them 5-1 over the 2 legs, so we're into the Europa League proper, and also we're through to the next round of the Viaplay Cup third round now after beating Wraith 2-0. So the last few games haven't been too bad, and we've not conceded that many goals, which is pretty decent. We're currently lying second from bottom, which is not ideal. I'm hoping we can shift away from that pretty quick. We've got Dynamo, PSV and Hoffenheim in the Europa League, and we've drawn Dundee in the next round of the Viaplay Cup. So let's get on with our first season. Let's survive first, but definitely away from this bottom half, because we don't want that at all. Well, that kind of went to plan. 5 points off second place Rangers and 23 points off Celtic, who literally ran away with the league. Wow, okay, I mean, this is a lot better than I expected. I wanted to finish in the top half, which would have been amazing, but to finish in third position as well, what a phenomenal result that is. And we lost less games than Rangers as well, despite finishing 5 points behind them. We scored 76 goals and 35. Considering our formation is quite defensive-ish, that's pretty good. And Shankland finishes as top goal scorer as well. Oh my god, that is absolutely fantastic stuff, that is. I can't believe it. I mean, he's the only one that's actually got onto the top 3 for anything, but wow, 21 goals in a very good season as well. That's phenomenal. Competition wise, I think we've done pretty well in all competitions, but if we start off with the Europa League, we finished in third position, and I'm disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. We only beat Dynamo 5-1, and we must have drawn 3 games possibly. 3 games we drew, including Dynamo, PSV and Hoffenheim, and we did lose to the top 2. It's unfortunate. They were pretty close though, pretty close calls. I mean, level on points with Hoffenheim, but they just had a better head-to-head, even though we had a better goal difference than them. That has to change. That's just so unfair. But we do fall into the Conference League, where we get beaten by Heidenheim 3-2 over the 2 legs after a 1-1 draw in the first one. Fenerbahce go through. Chelsea are in that competition as well, and Fiorentina. Do we get to the round of 16? Wow, we beat Austria Vienna 7-3 over the 2 legs. I don't think... Oh, we got into the knockout round, so we went straight into the knockouts, beating Stoy Bucharest 3-0 over the 2 legs. So we did have some good competition wins in there. I would have liked to have got through a little bit further though. We would have played Fenerbahce. I mean, they did smash them 4-1, and the final being won by Chelsea. Yeah, only just on penalties. The Scottish Cup, we got knocked out by Ross County, even though I think we beat them in the first game of the season as well, and we lost 3-2 in that. I'm disappointed. I expected to go a bit further in there. And the Viaplay, we lost to Dundee in the quarters 3-2. Again, disappointing. I think both games were at home as well, so to not go through domestically to the latter stages, very disappointed. However, we do finish in third position in the league, which is fantastic stuff. Our squad, how did they fare? So the 2 players were locked in. Boateng 10 and 6, that's not too bad. He's grown a little bit. Vargas as well, 3 and 8. It's not brilliant again, but Gordon 49 conceded in 49 games, 13 clean sheets. Again, not bad at all. Clark did have a few games, 7 conceded in 6 with 2 clean sheets. So goals 29 for Shankland then overall. Danda 20 goals, 18 for McKay. Boateng comes in with 10. Yeah, so 4 players on double figures. That's really good as well. And 15 assists for Spittle, who obviously played out on the right hand side. And Penreese 12 as well. I mean, that is really good. Penreese, did he play left back, I wonder? I'm wondering if I bet he did, left back. All right, but even so, 12 assists. Didn't score any goals, man, but he did get 12 assists. That's pretty good. It's a good standing going forward into the next season. But only remains to be seen what finances are going to be giving us. Wow, okay, 10 million. That is pretty good. All that remains now is to spend this money and improve our side. So before spending our transfer money, which was quite a lot to be fair, we can go through the outs first. There's only a couple of first teamers that have really gone, well, say first teamers, but first team squad players. We lose Denholm. Vargas goes out on loan. He had a good season, but I think he can do better. And by going to QPR, in which we've done a deal where he's a regular starter, I think it'll help him. Hopefully he'll come back and probably replace Spittle on that right-hand side. And we also lose Harry Stone as well. He goes to Swansea. From Blackpool for £2 million. Andy Lyons, right back, left back. He can play wing backs as well. Quite versatile, useful on either side. I think mainly for the right hand side, because we did have a player on loan. He's now gone, so we had to bring somebody else in. But stats wise, it looks pretty good. Physicals look nice actually. Pace and acceleration not brilliant, but it will do for this level, I feel, and it just help us progress that little bit further, even if it is to try and separate the top two. From Brentford for £1.5 million, Ellery Belcom, goalkeeper. Again, a young player with bits of potential. We couldn't get really the top end goalkeepers. Money's an issue. £10 million will not go that far. However, I think for a sweeper keeper, again, looks pretty decent. Some of his stats look really nice. Majority of them in double figures. He's got a good jump and reach. Aora reach, I'm a little bit concerned. Has he got small arms? I don't know. He can only hit a 12, especially when his jumping reach is very high. So yeah, maybe he jumps up and heads the ball. I don't know. What's his heading like? It doesn't say, obviously. Reflexes and one-on-ones isn't too bad, but he is currently better than Clark. So I think we're going to go with him this season. Hopefully we'll find another goalkeeper, if not better, along the way. We go to Lincoln for the next player, 2.6 million. Ethan Erhan, I think it's pronounced. I'm not quite sure. Midfielder, defensive midfielder, actually. Again, lots of potential. He's only 23 years old. If you can find somebody better later on in the rebuild, then brilliant. But I think him alongside Devlin as well in the midfield. And we have got Benny as well and Boateng. We've got a pretty good lineup for that midfield at the moment. And they did really well last season. I'm hoping we can elevate ourselves to go that little bit further. And finally, for 6.5, Lewis Binks, central defender. Again, young player, bags of potential, and his stats are going up as well. So I think he's improved an awful lot since coming here as well, actually. Easily our best centre-back option at the moment, but he can play alongside Kent, Rolls, Halkett as well, Kingsley. Even Boateng can even drop back if need be. But we're pretty solid and covered there at the moment. So we have just adjusted a couple of things. We've got a complete wing back now on the right hand side through Lions. We're going to have two central defenders, and I think we've just switched them over. Ball winning on support as opposed to, I think it was defence last time. And defensive midfielder, we've stuck him on defence duties. If we pick our best 11, Devlin and Ethan are situated there. Vargas is actually there. I thought he was on loan, actually, to be honest. Yeah, he's on loan. So our best 11 doesn't really... Yeah, I'm not sure why he's in there. He shouldn't be in there, to be honest. Spittle should be in there, to be fair. But yeah, if Vargas was in, he would be there. But I think he needs to go out on loan, of which he has done. Everything is as it was before, apart from the defence. There's no Binks in there, so that's why we've locked him in as well. So far, so good. That is a beautiful sight. I absolutely love that, considering we've even played Celtic in there as well. So the friendlies were quite good. We didn't concede that many. We're getting used to the formation, the different roles. We played Celtic. We win that 2-1. Shankland and Lyons scoring in that. Ross County we win 2-1 as well. Shankland with a brace. The Viaplay Cup, we beat Partick Thistle 4-0. I don't think Shankland played in that. Well, he did. He didn't score, bizarrely. Basel in the Europa League playoffs, we thrashed them at 7-2 over the two legs. We drew Dundee 0-0, and then we beat Kilmarnock 3-0. Shankland getting back to scoring, and Spittles back in the team with a brace. So the Europa League, we have been drawn against Astana, Crystal Palace. Wow, okay, that's different. Porto, Dinamo, Utrecht, Ferencváros, BRG, I think that's Braga actually, and Young Boys. I think that's it. We're currently like top of the table, would you believe? That is phenomenal. If we could stay like that, I'd be so much over the moon. Celtic, that one loss to us, that's really hurt them. And Rangers further down in 5th. They're 5 points behind, so hopefully we can keep at least the lead above one of them, but we'll see how far ahead we finish if we manage to do that. So if we manage to win the league from this position, wow, we'll stop the rebuild. The Europa League, it looks like we are predicted to finish around about 30th, which I don't think so. But then again, we have got Chelsea, Juventus, Porto, Ajax again. Yeah, Rangers are in here this time. They're 8th prediction. Lyon, AZ, Spurs. It's going to be tough to get to the latter stages, I think, in that. And we've drawn Falkirk in the next round of the Viaplay Cup as well. So let's jump into season 2 and let's see if we can improve on last season and break the top 2 up. So it appears we may have had a disappointing season. We finished in 4th position, a lot worse off than last season where we finished 3rd and not that far behind 2nd, at least anyway. Become undone this season, I feel. Whether or not we got the right players in, I don't know, or the right positions. It just hasn't worked out, unfortunately. We lost 13 games this season and only a plus goal difference of 1. That's poor, and we had 3 losses in the last 5 games as well, which is very, very disappointing. Maybe have to rethink the formation possibly, or go all out in and get one player that's near enough to a superstar that we can get. However, Celtic just run away with it, 10 points ahead of Rangers in 2nd. I mean, that's just crazy, and we're 30 points further behind them as well. Ethan does get most assists though for the league, so that's pretty good, and Devlin, well, he hasn't got the most yellow cards, so that's in the right direction as well. In the Europa League, we get knocked out by Galatasaray 4-3 in the knockout playoff round, which means we qualified through the league phase, at least anyway. We finished in the 11th position, which isn't too bad actually. Beating Young Boys, Braga, Ferencváros, Porto even, and Astana. We did draw with Palace. That's a good result actually. And we lost to Utrecht and Dinamo. We smashed Dinamo last season, I'm sure we did. And we seem to have struggled. We got battered by Dinamo, in fact. Wow. Dinamo actually finished below us, I think. They didn't even qualify and we got battered by them. One of 2 games they win, and one of them was against us in emphatic fashion. Juventus and Valencia and Slavia Prague all go through unbeaten. Chelsea didn't even qualify through the top 8. Neither did Tottenham either, and Rangers. So who went on to win the final? It was Spurs, in fact. Wow, okay. Beating Porto. So we beat the eventual finalists, the runners-up. It doesn't make sense at all. That's crazy. Okay, we'll give it to Spurs, but yeah, Porto, I just don't know how that happened after we smashed them. The Scottish Cup, we did get knocked out in the quarterfinals. We lost to Ross County at home, in fact, as well. Good grief, it's not looking good for us at all, is it really? The 5th round, we beat Partick Thistle. 4th, 1-0 against Arbroath. We're coming out the 3rd. No, we didn't, but eventual winners. Celtic, of course, that's the domestic double. But despite going out early stages of the competitions, we do get to the final of the Viaplay Cup and we go and win it. That's our first trophy of the rebuild, coming in the 2nd season. We win 3-1 thanks to goals from Mackay and Shankland. It's a trophy. I can't believe we've actually won one so early on, actually, especially with our league position. It's disappointing from that perspective, and not progressing any further in the Europa League or the Scottish Cup, but to get to the final of a competition and go and win it in emphatic fashion in the end. Poor Wraith didn't really have an answer for us. Ethan with a lovely cross to finish it all off, and then it's a Mackay there unmarked in the middle. A nice 3-1 victory. The semi-finals, we beat St Johnstone 3-1. Rangers go out there as well. And we beat Falkirk 3-2. Celtic must have got beaten earlier on then. Partick Thistle 4-0. Celtic lost on penalty to St Johnstone. But a trophy all the same. Fantastic. At least that's 1 out of 4 this season. So we can at least hold our heads up high. The squad-wise, 33 goals for Shankland. I mean, it's superb. It has to be said. He's 29 years old now. McKay's now 30, 15 and 5. 12 and 10 for Oda. Spittle 11 and 14, which is really good actually. 9 and 7 for Danda. Alan Forrest 8 and 3. Not much game time, but still putting in the effort though. Wow, that's still letting us know that he's around. But if we look at assists, 16 for Lions. Right back, That's exactly what I want our fullbacks to. And Ethan in the middle of the park as well. 14 assists. Spittle 14. 12 for Penrith on the left-hand side. Left back. Our two wing-backs have done really well. And 10 assists for Odder as well. We must have conceded one hell of a lot of goals though. That's the thing. 71 conceded by Balcom. Maybe he isn't the goalkeeper. Maybe he is. 13 clean sheets though. 13 conceded in 3 games for Clark. Wow. Don't think we'll be using him anytime soon. That's an awful lot of goals to concede. Not sure whether it was in the league or not, but that's a lot. Going into next season, we've been budget slashed by half. Yeah, we're going to kind of struggle to get anybody in, I think. May have to go down the free transfer route, but it's whether or not we get anybody young to come in at that level. So the only person of note really leaving the club for £2.8 million was Malachi Boateng. He's gone to Spain to Burgos. 4 games he's played for him already. He did have some good couple of seasons with us, but not really established himself in the middle. Although he did play 36 games last season. I wasn't aware of that. So that's probably why we lost our midfield battles. Probably. I don't know. But he still looks pretty good. But to be fair, he's not going to get much game time now as we have got quite a few better players in here. We did manage to bring in a couple of freebies. The first person being Bento, a goalkeeper. Now, I wasn't really looking for a goalkeeper, but I brought up the free transfers list and wow, he was available. And not much money, 20 grand a week we are coughing up for him. However, he's a very good goalkeeper. Looks pretty decent. And he's from Saudi Arabia as well, so he's probably took a pay cut. I didn't even realise. So, but 4 games for us already, 4 clean sheets. That's how good he is. That's brilliant. And from Udinese to help Bento at the back, £3 million we've played for Soleil. Centre back again, another fantastic player. 6'4", pretty quickish. His physicals don't look that bad. He can head the ball as well, so I think everything I really need, really, just hoof that ball away. I don't care where it goes. Let's get it away. Let's play the simple, and let's challenge for that. At least try and get back into 3rd spot, and hopefully eventually break the top 2 up. Another freebie. We bring in a Malay Seiler, 27 years old, can play cam, can play left wing as well, and in the midfield if need be. Again, looks very, very good. I think he's almost reached his potential, but I'm sure there's some more in there. Dander can play there as well. Spittle, quite a few players actually, to be fair, but I'm going to lock him into that position for this season, and hopefully Dander will go out on that left-hand side, who he's going to be probably challenging with Vargas as well. And as you probably saw with the eagle eyes amongst you, we bring in Pablo Philippe, £1.5 million from Famalicão in Portugal. Probably butchered that name, I do apologise. But 2 games for us already, 2 goals, player of the match, 7.55, brilliant. If he can have the season like he did there, 22 goals, I would be ecstatic. We're going to stick him out on the left-hand side. He's got bags of potential as well, still left in him. And to be perfectly honest, he can play on the right-hand side in it as well. So anywhere top half of the pitch. But we are locking him in on that left-hand side. He's only 21 years old as well, which is fantastic. So like I said, 2 players we're locking in, Seiler and Philippe. So if we pick our best 11, Philippe goes to the right-hand side, Seiler in the centre, Mackay on the left. And it looks pretty good, actually. This probably the side I would pick anyway. Soleil and Binks at the back, Bento in goal. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. We do have an addition to the team as well, and that is in the name of Dylan Arthur, 16 years old, striker, looks very good. Pace and acceleration look fantastic. He's got pretty good finishing as well, worth up to 6.5. Bags the potential. I just want to try and give him some game time. We did give him some game time in the friendlies where he did score a goal, so I was hoping he'd maybe increase by a star by the end of the friendlies. He didn't, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll get some game time this season. At 16 years old, it's probably doubtful, but here's hoping. And I couldn't ask for a better start in the league and the Europa League as well. It's been a phenomenal run so far. Just a 1 loss in the friendlies to Shakhtar, and then we played in the Europa League second qualifying where we smashed Rakov 6-1. Then we played Ferrol Constanta. We beat them only just 1-0 in both legs, 2-0 overall. And then the Europa League playoff first and second leg against Zurich, where we beat them 3-1 at home and then a 1-1 draw away from home, which was phenomenal. So we do qualify for the Europa League, where we'll play Bilbao, Lyon, Real San Sebastian, Ferencváros, we've got Karabag, Galatasaray, Antwerp and Firenze as well. The league, we've beaten Hamilton 3-0. We drew with Rangers, a cracking result. 4-0 against Dundee and 2-0 against St Mirren. And we're through to the next round of the Viaplay after beating Wraith 1-0 thanks to a Shankland goal after 44 minutes, of whom we'll now play Ross County in the quarterfinals. God, that seemed very quick. Quarterfinals already, fantastic. And we are defending that cup as well. We're lying second in the table, which is nice. 2 points off Celtic, who are 4 for 4 currently, after beating Motherwell, Hibs, Dundee United and St Mirren. Again, they haven't conceded a goal either, and neither have we, which is pretty good actually. And Rangers lying in 5th position, 2 points off. So let's delve into our third season. Let's see if we can retain the Viaplay Cup, do better in the Scottish Cup, and see if we can get a little bit further in Europe at the same time. And more importantly, see if we can maintain, if not better, our second spot. Season 3 sees us back up to 3rd position, still some way behind the top 2. We've closed the gap on Rangers, 12 points in. I'm not sure or can't remember what it was last season, but it was quite a bit. But Rangers and Celtic are proving a little bit too difficult to dislodge at the minute. So maybe we'll have another go at it this season. 3rd position, it's not bad. Europa League once again. Probably have to go through some sort of playoff more than likely. But our goal differences are a lot better as well, as you can see. 78 goals scored this time, 38 conceded, which is fantastic. 40 goal difference. That's brilliant. The top 3 now, and we're some way off. Aberdeen in 4th as well, so it's another 12 points ahead of them. 12 points behind Rangers and 10 points behind Celtic. So 22 points behind Celtic now. So it was around about 30 last season. So that's a massive improvement. We only lost 9 games, winning 21 games this season. The 9 games, Celtic, Rangers, that's 3 games, Kilmarnock, Dundee. Games that we should really be winning, really, I feel. But we did take a battering against Hibs, though, 4-1, though. That's unfortunate. But yes, if we can turn some of them into wins next season, we might be a little bit closer. Maybe break up the duo at top. And would you look at that, Shankland gets the leading goal scorer, the golden boot for this season, and Philippe as well, his first season also on that left hand side. It's proved to be fruitful for us. So 2 players scoring at no end of goals in the top 3. Penrith, Seiler and Oda leading assist makers. I mean, I haven't had that for a while either. Hearts players all there in the top 3. Bento gets most clean sheets in the season as well, despite finishing 3rd. That's probably helped us finish 3rd as well, actually, to be fair. And Devlin, most yellow cards. Always good to see. Competition-wise, there's no trophy. So we'll start off with the Viaplay. We were defending that. We got knocked out by Celtic in the semi-final. Only 2-1, though. That is really unfortunate. Dundee go on in the final, beating Livingston. And the Celtic probably win that. Yes, they do. So that's the domestic double for them. Rangers beat us in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup 4-1. That is a little bit of a battering. But the final, Celtic domestic treble for them as well. Dundee in the final in that one as well. And then the Europa League. Again, we did point out some of these teams that we were going to get absolutely smashed or very difficult to get past. Manchester United beating us 5-2. We're just not ready for the big guns yet. But Galatasaray 7-0 against Ferencváros. I mean, wow, that's just crazy. Let's have a look at the league phase. Let's see where we did finish. We did finish in 17th. Not as good as last time, I don't think, but 4 wins. Firenze, Antwerp, Karabag and Ferencváros without conceding a goal as well. And a 1-1 draw Bilbao. But we did lose to Galatasaray, Real San Sebastian and Lyon. Probably expected. But again, close all by the odd goal. So 13 points, 5 off Ajax in 8th position, but it's Frankfurt that go all out. 8 for 8. Wow. Atalanta, Lyon, Wolfsburg, Bruges, Marseille, Rangers finish in 7th position, and Ajax. Manchester United finish in 9th. Who else? Any other bigger teams in there, really? Not really, to be fair. Rapid are down there just qualifying. Yeah, I think that is about it, I think. But the final, it was Bilbao playing Marseille. Well, I did not see that coming. 29 goals from Shankland, not as much as last season, but 29 goals all the same. 17 for Felipe overall, 14 for Oda Sala with 11, but 20 assists, which is phenomenal. And I'm just seeing down here, Penreese, 23 assists. That's crazy. And Leon's 11. We're still putting them in, which is phenomenal. And Bento, 24 clean sheets, 45 conceded in 51. And Bellicum, he did play 8 games, conceding 13 with 3 clean sheets. But that's phenomenal from Bento, though. 45 in 51. Sure, he's broken a record there. So awfully glad that we did bring him in. So we've got 2 decent goalkeepers for the rest of the rebuild, but we just need to rebuild on everything else. Just doesn't seem strong enough, unfortunately. However, Europa League next season, let's see if we have been given any more money than 5. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. Wow, 2.5 million. I don't know what they expect us to do with that. I really don't. Looks like we're going to have to go into the free agents again. That is, yeah. I'm not sure what they expect us to do there. So let's see what we can do. Right then, despite having no money for transfers, we still managed to make a few. And that included getting offloading quite a few players as well. Xander Clark, he's gone to Partick Thistle for 20 grand. Tate's gone to Livingston, one of our youngsters actually, 500,000. So he must have had some potential. I couldn't see it personally. Frankie Kent, he's gone for 150 to Huddersfield, back to England. Banigimi, he's gone to Excelsior for 650,000. Fulton, another goalkeeper. Adrianian's gone to 15 grand. Musa, a striker, he wasn't getting any game time at all. He did have one good season where he appeared in 12 games, scoring 6 goals, which wasn't too bad, but he never really shifted Shankland's aside. He's gone for 30k, and Shankland himself has gone to Anderlecht for up to £6 million. So yeah, we did lose our star striker, but not to be undone yet. Don't worry. Alan Forrest as well, he's gone to Hamilton. So we got rid of quite a few first squad players. 6.25 million out, despite the majority of that coming from Shankland himself. This enabled us to bring in a couple of players in. Our first one was a freebie. He was at Celtic. He was let go. And 26-year-old Swedish centre-back. Looks pretty okay to me. If he was at Celtic, then he must have been pretty good. But we have got him and Binks and Soleil now at the back. So another strong showing, I feel. Sticking with the free theme, we bring in Antonio Gallo, left back. He did have some potential. Leons is on the right-hand side. We have got Penrith, who's had a very good season so far. But 26-year-old Gallo comes in, a little bit of a backup on that left hand side. Again, pace and acceleration looks pretty good. He can cross the ball as well. Some of them stats are increasing also. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this buy. Because we lost Shanklands, we're bringing another free player. 26-year-old Robert Bosniak, Slovak striker, 15. I think he's better than Shankland actually. So him also alongside Dylan Arthur, who we'll get to in shortly. He's been playing quite a lot of the friendlies and he's been performing quite well. I was hoping him to go up about a star or 2 by now. He just needs that game time. I just don't think I want to risk him in the first team just yet. He's 17 years old. If it was a couple of years later, then possibly, and a 3-star, then yes, I would play with that potential. But I just think at the moment, if we had a longer than 5 seasons, then yeah, I would play him. But we're playing him in the friendlies. But Robert Bosniak, he comes in, 6 goals in 8 games already. I mean, he just looks superb, doesn't he, really? And the early money we did spend was 500,000 to West Ham for 26-year-old Andy Irvin. He comes back to Scotland to play in the midfield. We have got Ethan, Sala as well, Devlin. We've got quite a lot of good players now that can play in the centre. So I'm pretty happy with our midfield options. We've just got a few problems on the wings. And we could do with another decent centre-back. But for now, I think we're doing pretty well. So we've not locked anybody in. We've just changed a couple of positions. We've just moved the 2 central midfielders around. One to a DRP now and one to a ball-winning midfielder on defence. And we've changed one of the positions to a central defender on stopper. So if I have a look at our best 11, it looks pretty good actually. Binks is still in the central defensive role. And as you can see, our 2 wingers, they're not, they're 2.5 stars at the moment. So they're going to be the next positions to improve. But to be perfectly honest, they're doing pretty well in this division. So if we can break up the monotony of the top 2, then we'll see what happens. And as I said, Dylan Arthur, plenty of potential. He's got good finishing. He's pretty quick and physical. But if we have a look at his development over all time, it's going up. Super. His finishing's gone up by 2 already. And everything else, I mean, it looks superb. His physicals have gone up as well by 2 and 3, and one of them's 4 strength. So he is 17 years old, so he's got still a long way to go. Just wish we had longer than 5 seasons. I would have loved to see how he does or develops later on. And once again, we have a beautiful sea of green, considering we've played a lot of games. Our friendlies were brilliant over the course of the month of July. Then we started our campaign in August with a 4-0 drubbing of Celtic. Irving Vargas, an own goal by Carter Vickers and Shankland while he was still with us, getting the goals in that 4-0 smashing. I mean, that is a superb result. I mean, that is the highlight, really, I think, of the season already. St Johnstone went the same way with a 3-0 victory. Bosnick getting his first goal, Danda and Solé. We played Dundee, smashed them at 2-0. Bosnick again getting on the score sheet. Aberdeen 4-0 smashing as well. Salah with a hat-trick, and then a 1-0 win over St Mirren with Vargas getting a late goal in there. The Europa League, we did get past Payok 5-4 over the 2 legs with a 3-2 home win thanks to a 2 goals in extra time from Bosnick and Danda. Superb. 2 late goals, in fact, at the end of each half as well, so that is pretty good. And I think there were some late goals against Celtic, actually, if I may have a go back. We were 1-0 up after 7-7, then Vargas scored in the 85th, an own goal in the 93rd and 96th minute by Shankland. So 4 late goals really against the tied Celtic side. The Europa League, we have been drawn against Zrinski, Bote Plovdiv, AZ, Lille, Villarreal, Rosenborg, Anderlecht and Braga. I'm wondering how I think Shankland's gone to 1 goal in 2 already. Well done to him. So no doubt we'll play against him this season. We've got a very small squad, actually. We're top of the table with Rangers 5 for 5. Celtic 5 points behind. Again, we have a very good opportunity to disrupt the top 2. So hopefully that happen. The Europa League, we predicted 30th. But if we have a look at the teams in there, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Roma, Manchester United, Monaco, Feyenoord, Braga, Lille, PSV, even Wolfsburg are in there, Aston Villa, Anderlecht as well. Yeah, it's going to be another tough season in Europe, I feel. But if we can get past the knockout stages, I'd be pretty happy. And we've drawn Aberdeen in the quarterfinals of the Viaplay, of which we want to try and win back. And we're not in the Scottish Cup just yet. So let's delve into season 4. There we go, folks. We've only just gone and done it. Get in, boys. We've got Champions League football for next season. Wow. We've split them up, Celtic and Rangers. We're still some way off Celtic, but we are down to 17 points now. Coming down, but we had a horrendous last 4 games of the season. So that the gap could have been a lot closer than that, I feel. 50 goal difference, 79 goals scored, and we only conceded 29. Same as Rangers, in fact. Wow. That is a massive improvement on the side. Absolutely crazy. And we only lost 6 games, and they were 2. Well, we didn't lose to Celtic. Rangers we did lose to, but again, Ross County, Dundee United, Hibs and Kilmarnock. Them teams we should be beating if we're finishing in 2nd position. So they've obviously cost us, but even that 17 points is still a large gap, but we finish ahead by 8 points over Rangers. Wow. Bosniak, 16 goals for the season, so he finishes 3rd. Salah, 3rd best player in the league as well. He also gets the most assists in the league, which is fantastic. Bento is getting ever closer. Joint top with Jack Butland of Rangers with top clean sheets as well. Competitions. Right, okay, let's start with the Viaplay first. We finish runners-up. We get all the way to the final and we lose to Kilmarnock. Come on, that's just not fair. It really isn't. We did win it a couple of seasons ago. We could have won it again. Oh, that's just not fair. It really isn't. The semi-finals, we beat Celtic 1-0. So we do the hard work. Well, saying that, Kilmarnock thrashed Rangers 3-0. So the Old Firm, we knocked them out in the semi-finals. Look at that, Aberdeen 6-0. Second round, 3-2 against Dundee. And I don't think we went to the group stages, did we? It's a runners-up, and we got runners-up in the league as well. So, and you can see there on the table, once we got to second spot, we didn't really give it up. We were top for a bit as well. The Scottish Cup, 5th round by Celtic, so they do get their own back on us, beating us 1-0. That's a shame. We could have gone on to win that. Did Celtic go on to win it? They did against Wraith, so the domestic double by Celtic. And the Europa League, we managed to get to the round of 16 this time. End of a 6-4 beating by Lille. 5-2. We did take a 2-1 lead to the second leg and then just got absolutely smashed. The playoff round, we beat Wolfsburg on penalties, and the league phase, wow, we finished 22nd. We seem to be struggling in Europe, though, it has to be said. Not very well at home, though. Roseburg, Botev and Zrinski we drew with Villarreal, but lost to Braga, Anderlecht, Lille and AZ. So we lost to Lille again. The final was won by AC Milan over Atletico Madrid. I think they were the top 2 seeds in that as well. Cup-wise, I'm disappointed again, but we did get to the final. Obviously not winning it, but yeah, disappointed not to win it. But the other competitions, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. But the league is more important, where we finish in second and we split the Old Firm up. Squad-wise, 26 goals for Bosniak. 26 and 1, 21 and 9 for Philippe. Well done him. 19 and 21, 40 goal contributions from Sala. Fantastic. And Vargas, again, 11 and 7. Not brilliant. In fact, we're not getting as many assists this time round. Why is that? Leon's 11. Penrith, he did get 3 from 7 starts, which means Gallo, 9. Okay, it's not too bad. Yeah, it seems to have dropped off considerably, I think. Dylan Arthur, did he play? He played 14 games. He did score 2 goals. Maybe not ready for the first team yet. I do think we may need to get another striker. But saying that, he'll be as good as a backup anyway, I think. I think there's other positions that we do need to get, like the wingers. We need to get them sorted. Although saying that, Philippe, phenomenal season, 21 goals. Even Ethan didn't get that many this time round. 9 and 3. Oda, 6 and 9. Yeah, that right-hand side, we seem to be struggling a little bit. So we may have to go out and get right mid winger, I think, for that position. So next season, Champions League, or the qualifiers at least. Let's have a look how much money they're going to be giving us. Okay, £16 million. That's pretty handy. So to start off, our little spending spree, which to be perfectly honest, didn't go a long way after we renewed some contracts as well. So we begin with the free transfer. Brendan Aronson, central midfielder, can play out on the wing. Is quite versatile in the middle of the park as well. So brings some depth into the squad, which is pretty good for us. We have got probably better players in that position, but 26 years old, can be with us for a while, and yeah, it's just depth in the squad really for this one. From Ucas for £1 million, we bring in Lieberman Torres, central defender. Again, I said I wanted more backup at the back. We had only 3 central defenders. This makes number 4 now, so I think we're pretty covered. Looks pretty decent, 25 years old. And he had some very good previous seasons in Ecuador. And this one, Dan James, comes from Leeds. I think it was £1 million. It was out on loan at Sunderland, and they only wanted £1 million for him. So yes, please. He had a couple of good seasons. Not really doing an awful lot, but for us so far in Scotland, it seems to suit him down to a T. 4 assists in 3 games. And from LA Galaxy, by far our most expensive player that we've bought here at the club, I believe, £10.5 million. Winger Gabriel Peck, Brazilian, to play out on the wing. He's going to play on the right hand side. Dan James on the left hand side. And he started off pretty well as well. 2 goals, 4 assists. Can't ask for more than that. So tactically, we're going to step up the DM to a midfield now. Still on defence, but we're locking in Dan James. He probably has his first team place now anyway, which he does. Everybody else is in there as it was. Binks is still going strong in that central defensive role. Well done him. And I can't ask for a better start than we have done. Because we're in the Champions League, we had to start right at the very bottom of the qualifying. A lot of games played, so I'll have to sort this out. Played Victoria Pleasant. We've beaten them 4-3 over the 2 legs thanks to a 3-0 away victory. Feyenoord, we go on to win 4-3 as well thanks to a 2-0 win at home. And then Sporting, we beat 3-0. The Champions League, we've got Tottenham, Panathinaikos, Salzburg, Real Madrid, Real San Sebastian. We've got Basel, Porto and Arsenal. Now, if we come out of this in the group stage, I'll be absolutely amazed. The league, we played St Johnstone, we beat them 2-0. Dundee United 1-0. We drew Ross County, beat Celtic 2-1. Thanks to goals from Aronson and Devlin. And we just beaten Kilmarnock, who beat us in one of the cup finals last season, 3-1. And we're through to the next round of the Viaplay, which is the quarterfinals against Rangers after beating Kelty Hearts 3-0. A lot of games played there. It's going to be a long season, I feel. So currently we're lying in second spot, 2 points off Rangers, who are 5 for 5. Celtic are 5 points behind, so as we've seen in previous seasons, they've just come and stormed straight through. So let's see if we can get a good lead on them as well. The Champions League, yeah, we're predicted to finish bottom of that, so we'll say no more. So if we get into qualifying, that's a pretty good season. And like I said, we've drawn Rangers in the next round of the Viaplay. So let's get on to our final season. Let's see if we can maintain our second spot in the league and maybe go for the win. Get in the boys. We've finished top of the table. We've split the 2 up. Well, technically we have-ish. We've finished above them both, but they're both second and third. So technically we haven't split them up, but we have overtaken them both, which is phenomenal stuff. And look at the points, 89 points each. In fact, we've had a horrendous last 5 games where we could have thrown it away. Goodness me, what on earth has happened there? 3 losses, 2 draws in the final 5 games. And still we only conceded 19 goals, scoring 80. That's incredible. And 61 goal difference. That's amazing. 27 wins, only 3 losses. I'm not sure who they were lost to, but I don't care. Celtic, having lost 8 games, we beat them twice. Rangers, we beat them twice as well. Goodness me, what a season. Sala and Bosnek finish second and third in the top goal scorers. Danilo of Rangers, 32 goals. That's an awful lot. James and Sila, best players in the league, and James, 22 assists this season in the league. That's brilliant. In fact, Dan James gets the one of the most player of the match awards, and Bento gets the Golden Glove as well. And we have Gallo, Lyons, and Binks in the most yellow cards as well. That's mad. Competitions, round of 16. We got to round of 16 of the Champions League. Wow. Losing only just 3-0 to Man City. I mean, we lost both legs, but it's expected. But we made it to the round of 16 knockout round. Wow. We played Celtic as well. 2-1 over the 2 legs. The league phase, we qualified in 22nd position. Winning 3 games, actually. Basel, Salzburg and Panathinaikos. We drew with Spurs 4-4. Wow. And Arsenal, Porto, Real San Sebastian and Real Madrid beating us, which is probably expected as well, to be fair. But that's another phenomenal run in Europe. The Scottish Cup, we got as far as the 5th round, losing on penalties to St Mirren. I'm not going to lie, I'm really disappointed with that. Really am. We should be beating St Mirren. And the Viaplay, we got as far as the semi-finals, losing on penalties to St Johnstone, as Aberdeen beat Celtic on penalties. Who did win that one in the end? I was expecting to win that one, but Aberdeen take it from St Johnstone 3-1. Squad-wise, I'm looking forward to this. 30 goals from Besnik. We've got 26 and 9 for Salah. Dan James, 17 and 22. Wow, 39 goal contributions. That's amazing. Peck, 8 and 10. Soleil gets 7 goals. Our defender got 7 goals. Wow. 13 assists here for Ethan. Wingbacks. Did our wingbacks not play? We've got Dylan Arthur here, 4 goals in 2 starts. Gallo, 2 and 3. That's rubbish. And Leon's on our right-hand side, 6. Wow, that's really, really bad. We've lost the goalkeeper. Belcom, 21 and 24. So what happened to Bento? And Bento goes to Al Jazeera. 16 million. We lost our goalkeeper. That's just... Oh, I tell you what, I'm expecting a lot of money for this window for the next one. But that's incredible. And still to go through with the one goalkeeper and go ahead and win it. Still amazing all the same. We could have gone all the way if we had our first team goalkeeper. That's mad. But other than that, I think we've done really, really well. I mean, the side we've put together is fantastic. It really is. Staffing wise, wow, look at that across the board. That is brilliant. Finances, 20 million they're giving us this time round. As always, let's have a look at the records, see if we did break any. I'm sure we've broken the highest transfer fee paid. We have 10.5 million for Peck and Benter, yeah. 16 million. Highest league position, well, it's going to be first again. We've not really broken any records here at all, have we? Highest gate receipts, 595 against Victoria Pleasant in the Champions League. Qualifies. Did we not get anything in the group stages of the Champions League? Really? That really does amaze me. In fact, we didn't break any records there. None there. Good grief. Highest average rating, Oda, 7.2. Incredible. Oldest players, Craig Gordon, 41 years old. Fastest goal, 45 seconds for Boateng against Austria Vienna in the Europa Conference League. Most assists by player, Penrith, 23. 24 clean sheets from Bento. Spittle, 8 player of the match awards. Sequences, nothing there either. Well, we didn't break that many. I'm very shocked that we didn't do that, but we did win some trophies. We clinched our first title in 68 years. Scottish Cup, we didn't manage to do that, but the Viaplay, we did win that. Again, another 60 years. 61 years, I think, in that one. Is it? 40, 61, maybe? Well, 2 trophies all the same, and it's taken us 5 years to lift that trophy once again in this rebuild. Always a good sign when we go and win it right at the very last. It's worth waiting for to see if we can do it, but that is a phenomenal finish to this rebuild. I'm just disappointed we didn't win our last 5 games. Wow, a torrid last 5 games. In fact, Celtic beating us, we drew Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Rangers and Hibs beating us as well, so we nearly threw it away. 4 games there, 1-0 wins. But yeah, since we lost our goalkeeper, we did struggle goals. We didn't concede many, but scoring goals was an issue. But thankfully, all them losses coming in the last stages of the league. In fact, we were unbeaten up until that point. If you enjoyed that, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments who you would like to see rebuilt next, since now we have the delay of FM25 till next year now, so there's going to be a lot more rebuilds on this updated database. In fact, they might do another update, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until the next rebuild, thank you.